Okay, enough. The most important thing to remember is we're all children. And we're all living. Let's check the running joke. Okay, let's check the
So even though I'm the last person to want a Chucky house, I was the first person to leak the information.
Next victim, please. Let's keep it moving. 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 Next victim, please. Starting to get really choked up. Let's add some Christmas spirit. Time to spread. And that was one to the friends to the
The police are requesting an ambulance to detail man screaming for one. Inside the Irish social apartment number 19 Park Street, West Rock Street.
Hi there, I'm Nick Castle, the original Michael Myers from the 1978 Halloween. You guys should be watching the movie canon. Watch Geo, and you will be surprised.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to my YouTube channel, The Movie Canon. I am Giovanni, and this is Figures Talk, episode number 25. It is Sunday, September 29th, 2024, and there is a lot of announcements, a lot of 1/6 scale news, Inart, Hot Toys, Mondo, a bunch of stuff that's been released or announced this week, and we have a amazing Canon Council for tonight, as what I like to call them. And I'm going to go ahead and start bringing them in here because there's a lot of stuff to discuss. So let's go ahead and get started with my very first guest of the night. He has been here multiple times. He has a couple of names. We have X-Man Supreme and Mr. Dave. Let's bring him in right now. And the last one is the Brown.
Oh my God.
Stu.
Damn.
So
Oh my God.
It's pretty easy, is it not, X-Men? Come on, bro.
Oh shit! All right.
So
Well,
if you
it was fun, you
destroyed
guys. I'll see y'all later.
All right.
Hey, dip.
Oh, fuck off!
Oh God. There you go. There you go. X-Men, how you doing?
That is a really good intro. I like that a lot.
Oh, thank you.
That's
Dave. Thank
really
you so much.
nice.
Thank you so much for being here. I forgot again to add you on there on the screen, but we got that going now. So thank you again for joining us. You were on the Ben Thomas show earlier, and I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you go back to back and do these long streams, but
You know,
but
it's love of the game, man. Love of the game.
yeah. So thank you again so much for being on here again, Mr. X-Man Supreme. And let's bring our next guest, our next Canon Council member of the night. He has been here before as well. It's been a couple months now, but he's been here before, and we're glad to have him here, Mr. Collecting Madness, Chris. How you doing?
Good, man. Good to be here. Thank you for the invite. Just chilling on this Sunday evening.
Yeah, very nice to have you on here again, as always. Like I mentioned, you've been on here before. Like I said, it's been a couple months, and I'm glad that we have you on here. And you also have your fellow, I don't know, co-host or I don't know, show.
He runs the show.
Oh, okay, there you go. But you're part of it too. So I'm glad to have you on here as well.
The muscle.
Thanks so much for your time.
Yeah,
so,
he's the rat. I'm the cheese.
Oh, okay. All right. So let's go ahead and bring him in here. There is another Canon Council member that will drop in just a moment here, just a little bit. But let's go ahead and bring him here. This is his first time on Figures Talk on the Movie Canon channel, just in general. So you guys know him as Hot Toys Hotline. Mr. Connor, how you doing, Connor?
First of all, I'm not doing great because I don't like what this guy was saying about me. I'm the rat. I'm the rat.
Yeah, if you're in the lead, you're the
No. And just to be clear, he is not a co-host. He could never.
Oh wow.
He could never.
Oh,
He is just the cheese, and I am not the rat. He's just the cheese. That's it.
Wow.
But Gee, I'm just joking around. It's great to be here. It's great to be here. Thank you so much for having me on. I'm a little upset why X-Man Supreme got the grand intro and then Chris and I just get thrown in, dude. Like, I was expecting maybe my face on a predator or something. I don't know. I don't know what
Oh,
I
wow,
expected.
okay.
But I'm just joking. But that was awesome. I actually really enjoyed that,
Chris Hansen.
especially at the end. With not that type of predator, dude. But no, like
Mugshot, right?
the ending with the crucified Wolverine with his face on it, that killed me. That was hilarious. So
That was good. That's
awesome.
really good. I like
That
that.
was awesome.
Well, thank you so much for that. But more importantly, thank you for being on here, Connor. I know we've been,
Of course.
we're trying to schedule something, set something.
It's
up,
my
but-
fault, dude. You're being too nice about it. It's my fault. It's
well,
like I was
you-
like, oh, I'll let you know, and then I never let you know. I'm like, I'm sorry,
Okay.
dude. I'm so sorry.
But
We don't gotta
have you
sugarcoat it, dude. It was me. But I appreciate you making time for me again, and I'm glad to be here.
Can't
Thanks so
believe
much
this
again
guy
for
got
being
an
on.
invite anyway.
Yeah, sorry, the rat and the cheese. Just going back and forth, I
right.
guess.
Just for that.
I'll never
But,
come on again, Connor, just for that comment.
Oh wow.
And then you'll be begging me next week, please, please.
Be the cheese. Yeah, so there you go. So, but again, thank you guys again for your time. I know you guys could be doing something else on a Sunday night, so I really appreciate it. I really, really do. And Mr. Aaron Collects, he is supposed to be here soon. He messaged me. He said he'll be on in just a moment here. So of course, when he gets here, we'll bring him on here. But let me just look at the live chat real quick. I don't think there's that much in there here. But oh, we have Mr. 1Adam12 saying hello to Gio and this awesome panel. I'm watching from the airport, waiting to pick up my family. So thank you so much for being here in the live chat. Mr. Adam, he's been on the show for quite a while. So he's a bit of a regular now. So I'm glad to have him on here. Obviously, he wasn't able to make it here tonight. And he is the current Figures Talk champion. And Mr. X-Man Supreme, he's going to take a crack at trying to get Adam's title sometime next month in October. So we'll see what happens there. But you guys are being nice right now. Says hello to Mr. 1Adam12. But there you go there. All right. So that's it for the live chat right now. So let's go ahead and let me just do this first because I do need to address this. So one of our community members right now, Mr. Classy Thomas, he is ill. And there is a digital get well soon card that if you guys know him, if you guys know Classy Thomas, also known as SpongeBob SquareBalls, you can go ahead and sign if you haven't done so already. I did put a link of that get well soon card in the live chat. That, and we going to show that here on the screen so you guys can see what I'm talking about here. But let me see if you guys can see it. Yeah, there it is. So that's the get well soon card there. So just click on that. They're also collecting donations because as a lot of you guys know, it's very expensive to stay at hospitals. So if you are interested in donating, if you haven't done so already, go ahead and message me. I'm not the one who's running it, but I'll just give you the information as to who's doing it. Because I don't think they want to know or they want to put that information on a live stream like this. But just message me if you're interested in doing that. So get well soon, Mr. Classy Thomas. You're well known for loopholes, so make sure to use those to get well much faster. So there you go. There. Hope to have you on here very, very soon, Mr. Classy Thomas. So let's go ahead and get started with. Let's see, what is the first topic of tonight? Actually, I know a lot of you guys already talked about this, but I have to address it just even if it is for a little bit. So of course, this is the Inart Superman that was, I guess, technically released. As far as when you're going to get this, if you're here in the US, that's a different situation there. So this picture here, this photo is actually from Riley Reviews. I did ask him, so I got his blessing to show this. So I'm going to show the video that he did here on his channel, and make sure to check out his channel there if you're not doing so already. So again, this was announced. I actually had pre-ordered this, and I just recently, and I mean recently, like in the last month, I canceled this. I saw so much stuff that was coming out, and I just had to do like a whole inventory, like I had to look at everything, what I have on pre-order and things like that. And this one made the cut as to the ones that I'm going to cancel. And this was one of them. The Armored Batman of Hot Toys 2.0. That was the first one that I canceled, and therefore, since I canceled that one, I was like, I'm gonna have to cancel the Superman. So that's what I did, and like less than a month or so, this was released. As far as to when I would actually get it, have I actually kept it? Who knows? Maybe a year from now. But I think it looks great. The figure looks great. I like the cape. I do like the head sculpt. I know a lot of people complain about the zipper. I don't think that would necessarily bother me, but I know some people didn't like that, and I think there's an issue with the hand pegs, if I'm not mistaken, there. But I'm going to throw it to you, Connor. I believe you might already talked about this. But what are your quick thoughts on that?
I think it looks awesome. The one thing that a lot of people pointed out with this one is that though it looks very good, like a lot of the criticisms about it weren't addressed, and rightfully so, like they weren't. But I think it looks awesome in terms of like the flight pole system. It's not a perfect system from what I could see, but I still think it's a step in the right direction versus what Hot Toys has been doing for years. Because I never ever, doesn't matter what type of figure it is, I never use flight poles. I'm the type of collector, I want to preserve my figures as much as I can because I get really OCD with damage on stuff, especially if I caused it. It bothers the crap out of me because I'm like, oh, there was a mark right on the hip right there that I caused, and I'll just never leave my eyes. So I never use the waist clamps, but this is definitely a big step in the right direction. Like I said, I don't think it's perfect. I think maybe they can kind of go back to the drawing board, and like they did with the magnetic bases, and they've made some changes. But I think he looks awesome. Chris and I have kind of talked about this in depth, kind of texting back and forth and over the phone about it, of whether the suit needed to be a little bit darker, or the cape maybe a little bit darker, because a lot of people voice those concerns, and I think maybe that's possibly true. But with that being said, this is easily, in my opinion, the best looking 1/6 scale Henry Cavill Superman, and I'm happy to add it to my collection. I have this on pre-order, so I can't wait to get it. I think he looks great, and I've actually been seeing a couple people swapping the eyeballs between the sculpts, and it's so freaking cool, like the variation you get with that. What I'll probably do, as of right now, I'm keeping my Justice League Superman from Hot Toys. I'll probably put one of those head sculpts on the Justice League Superman, because honestly, I was actually looking at it today, and I'm like, damn, the Inart sculpt looks way more like Henry Cavill than the Hot Toys one. And also like the Hot Toys sculpt, and it's not to crap on people that own it, but it's the fact the hair is parted the wrong way, and they just kept doing that between revisions of different Henry Cavill figures. So it's nice to see an honest take on a Henry Cavill Superman, as honest as you can get. And I think the body also looks more like Henry Cavill and less like a bulked up like comic superhero, which is what the Hot Toys body kind of looks like. But yeah, he looks fantastic. Again, he's not perfect. I don't think any 6 scale figure is ever going to be perfect, but he looks awesome, and I'm excited to get him. So,
right, I'm not. I'm almost at the level where I'm regretting canceling this, but not quite yet. But who knows? Maybe I'll regret
I'll start
it later.
rubbing it in your face when I get it. And you'll be like, shit. Maybe I could try to find an order somewhere. That's what'll happen.
Okay, all right. Looking forward to that, Connor. Mr. X-Man, I think you just talked about this today, I'm pretty sure, but what are your quick thoughts on this one?
Oh, I can talk about it so much. I'm going to preface this by saying that I've never been a Snyderverse fan. They had, in my opinion, they had 2 good movies. Man of Steel was one of them. And it was good, like, okay, good. I think it could have been a lot better. I think the portrayal of Superman could have been a lot better as far as from a writing standpoint. But I said earlier today, there are 2 men that we've had on screen that actually were Superman, and this is one of them. Okay. And I absolutely adore Henry Cavill as Superman. And this figure, I wanted to pre-order it, but I stopped myself because Superman's not one of my high listers. And I'm so mad at myself right now for not having pre-ordered it. And I don't like to go backward and collect things in the aftermarket because, dang. And I think I'm going to have to do that with this because this is just, I've got Wonder Woman, right? I got that WB 100 Woman, and she is perfect.
Oh, that figure's so good, dude.
She is amazing. And that Hot Toys 2.0 Batfleck looks so incredible. And I want him, and I think I'm going to get him too. And I'm like, how do I not have the Trinity? And why would I not have, I already have one of the two good movies from the Snyderverse. Why not have, Superman 2? I'm going to have to go back again. The only two complaints that I have about it, based off of, what people have shown, because how many of us have them in hand to really know? But one being that I wish they had done like more of a, and I know why they did, by the way, they did with the silver, the metallic underbody. I kind of wish that they could have somehow done that as like an undersuit or an attachment to the suit. I know that would be more difficult, so I'm not really hating on them for it. It's just those elbows and those knees can look kind of sus at times.
Oh, okay.
But again, does not take away from the figure for me. And the second thing is that I didn't pre-order the dang thing. That's those are the two complaints that I have about this figure.
And I canceled mine, so it's like, yeah.
Yeah, I want this. I need this. I don't remember what a lot of the complaints were at the pre-order stage that a lot of people had. I remember a lot of folks didn't like the flight pole. I think it's great. I do think that it could be engineered in the future, maybe so that it could, if someone wants to be industrious and make some kind of bracket to go on the back of that, and maybe, somehow figure out a way to, I don't know, reconfigure that hole so you can do like a locking mechanism, and that way you can have him actually flying, straight forward and back. I think that would have been a good design by them. They could have done that. It would have been more engineering, would have cost a little bit more money, but I think it would have been worth it ultimately. But come on, man, look at those capes. Look at those capes. Why can't Hot Toys? Hot Toys has been doing this for so long, and you telling me they gave us Moon Knight and that was it? That was the one good cape? And that's a brilliant cape. But that don't make up for all the other capes that suck. Like, this is how you do a cape. You do a drape cape that looks really good. You do a wired cape that actually works. There aren't enough Italian chefs in the world to express how good this is. It's just, I'm sorry, I'm all over their nuts right now, but this is, as far as I'm concerned, from what I can see, this is perfect. This is perfect. This looks like Henry Cavill. It looks like him. It looks amazing. I will say, I absolutely love the angry sculpt, not for the reasons you might think. Not for the reasons you might think. Because, so we've all seen the guy who's like really angry, but you don't believe it. It's funny because he's trying real hard to convey he's mad. But we know better. Sit down, Jimmy. You're not going to do nothing. That's his face, and it's hilarious to me. I think it's funny as all hell. It's a really good sculpt, but I think it's funny. Look at that. And the Deep Night video where he did all the different angles, the angle going up, oh, I almost died. That was hilarious. This is a funny-ass sculpt, and I love him for that. I wouldn't be using it. But I would definitely use the regular sculpt because that's beautiful. It's so beautiful. They're both, again, very well done. But man, I love what I'm seeing of this figure, and I'm gonna have to go on eBay or something, or hope for, is there a wait list anywhere? I don't know. I'm gonna have to go and like ask a bunch of resellers. Yeah. Hey, if you get one in, someone cancels, holler at your boy.
Yeah. Yeah,
I'm gonna get paid for this shit.
I probably should have asked like who needs this Superman Inart so you can take over my 1/6K payment, but I was just like, I'm just canceling, and I was like,
no, you're all good, dude, because I'm not ready for them right now. I got way too much coming in. I got way too much coming in right now. This is gonna be later on when the price has gone even more up. But I'm just gonna have to, swallow it down, man. Just take it.
Yeah.
No, and I'll probably do it. We'll see. Unless Hot Toys can come up with something that actually is good.
Yeah.
I don't mean to shit on the Hot Toys Superman figures. I know a lot of people like them.
And they might. It's that Barmer.
They might.
Armored Batman 2.0, maybe.
They might. But their Superman figures have never been there for me. Not since Christopher Reeve.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right. That's right. We have our last Canon Council member here. He has arrived. So let's go ahead and bring him in. You guys know him as Mr. Aaron Collects. Okay, so your next one is a Goku. Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
Of
Don't
course,
do it.
Godzilla.
Damn.
So that's Godzilla.
I'm about to leave the stream.
Aaron, how you doing, Aaron?
What's going on, guys? You guys can hear me?
I can hear you. It's a little low, but I can hear you.
I'll try to fix that in a second, but this figure right here, I definitely got it, but I probably won't see it in 2 years though. Knowing Inart.
Right. Yeah. Oh, because I know you're a big fan of. I know you're a big fan of this. I know a version, an iteration of this Cavill Superman was one of your fantasy figure picks.
Yep.
So I knew you were gonna want this.
Not the
here,
Clark
but...
Kent though.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah. But Aaron, thank you so much for joining us here again. I know you've been here several times. It's been a little while, but thank you so much for coming back here.
No doubt, bro.
And any other thoughts on this Inart Superman?
You know, Hot Toys is gonna try to come back and do their Cavill, knowing them, and then Inart's gonna do their Batman, and then it's gonna be a back and forth. But I just hope Inart can deliver, man, and chill out with the shipping. I want this in my collection, but I don't want to have to wait 2-3 years to get it. I'm just waiting. I got it from Kit. I'm just waiting for the invoice. So that's it for me.
Yeah, the shipping, that was kind of the factor that I was kind of like, maybe I'll just cancel. I'm not gonna get this till like years from now or something.
It gets me upset because the figures are beautiful, man. But I don't know if it's worth the wait that long. I can wait, but for other people might not be willing to wait that long.
Yeah. Let me address the chat real quick. I haven't done that in a little while. Mr. Jose G. Hernandez, Jose Plus is in the live chat. Hello, everyone. Hello to Mr. Jose Plus. Thank you so much for being here. And he is sad you canceled this Inart Superman that I had to do not too long ago. And we'll see if I regret that. Not quite there yet, but who knows? I might actually. But Darren Wardle saying hello. Hello to Mr. Darren Wardle. Thanks so much for being here. Like always, greatly appreciate it. Mr. Brick Artemis is also here. Says hey everyone. Hello Brick. Thanks so much for being here in the live chats, like always. And he has his Bugle 6 tomorrow, I believe. So make sure to check that out tomorrow night. Let's see, saying hello to Brick there. And looks like you're just talking amongst yourselves. And he's just saying, dang, what a panel. And yes, I would completely agree with that. Let's go to Mr. Chris, Collecting Madness, because I know he is a fan of Superman. So what are your quick thoughts on this Inart release?
If I gotta be quick, I just gotta shoot like the bullet points. I basically sold my Hot Toys one just to get this. I feel like it came with more of the proportions were better. If Hot Toys does do their own, I still don't think they could match like the detail as far as stitch work. They'd probably include like a better diorama base. I don't know if they'd go away from the waist clamp, seeing as they're still using it. So I kind of like the innovation that Inart has done here, where it's not only pegged in the back, but like it's acrylic, so it's almost see-through, like transparent. That helps a lot. They could do a wired tape, but I'm not sure if they would have like both. I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of stuff that Inart's doing with this release that I feel like Hot Toys would skip on. Like they'd probably include a little bit more than what they did previously. But I don't think they would match what Inart has done here. Let them prove me wrong. That'd be pretty cool, but I just don't see that happening. And then the sculpts as well. I absolutely love this sculpt. The only thing that I find missing from this release is them like not lighting up the stuff that it comes, like the kryptonite and the kryptonite spear. I think that's a miss. I think not having his eyes light up is also kind of a miss. But
Yeah.
the sculpt at the end of the day, like, it does look a lot better than Hot Toys iteration and the third-party attempts of his Heat Vision sculpt. I think that that likeness and Cavill kind of dials up a little bit more with the Angry sculpt, and I'm kind of gonna be thrown in the air on which one I pick. But BVS suit, it's my favorite suit out of the lineup, and I'm gonna be happy to have it in the collection. I do agree with, I think Supreme said it, where he talked about like the joints in the arm and the knee. I noticed when you pose this figure, he does kind of become a little bit boyish, whereas Hot Toys not so much, and I don't know why that is. Maybe because the suit is thinner. I'm not gonna pose them that hardcore anyway, just because I want to preserve the suit and like not have any marks. But standing straight up and down, like if he's in a static pose, I think it looks like you pulled him right out of the movie. But once you get to posing, it kind of goes like a little bit away. But it's you can't win in all the categories, so I still give it like A plus or A plus. But.
And you already have a couple Inart figures, right, Chris?
Yeah, and I think the one thing I've noticed with Inart, and I will say, like, it's why I'm nervous about this Superman, is I do not care for the bodies. The quality of the bodies on Hot Toys is like top notch. They have ratchets. I've had my hands on Joker because Connor has it. Had my hands on the Harry Potter, and I've just heard from other people about the other. Like, they're just, I don't know. They're either too loose in the pegs, or like when you're bending knees and elbows, there's not a ratchet system at all. Oh, wow. So, yeah.
Because the only Inart pre-order that I have is Polar Treaties, and who knows when I'll get that one. But I can't compare it to anything because I don't have an Inart figure right now. But that's kind of disappointing about that. Considering how expensive they are. I mean, I would think they'll be.
Yeah, the details there, the packaging is there. I think the body is kind of the only thing that's bugged me about their releases. But I heard that this one has a little bit of weight to it. Like, it's kind of heavy. And I don't know if that's because of the chrome body. I don't know if that adds anything, but
yeah. All right, let's move on to the next one here. I know a lot of you guys don't collect Mondo, but they did announce the Spider-Man animated series. So I'm going to open up the Movie Canon TV figure file. In this case, comes from the Spider-Man animated series. Series premiere on November 19th, 1994. And it came from the Fox Kids Network, if you guys remember that, if you're old enough for that. 5 seasons. Rotten Tomato score for season 1 was 100%. Of 7 reviews from critics, which is, I guess, not too much, but 96% of the audience gave it a positive review of fewer than 50. So we have the 2 versions, the standard, I don't know if they call it the standard, but this is the standard, $220, expected to ship in December of this year, so that's pretty fast. The timed, I believe, exclusive edition is what it's called, if I'm not mistaken, $240, expected to ship again this year, December 2024. And I believe this one's gone, at least on the Mondo website, if I'm not mistaken.
Already?
There too.
Yeah, they normally sell out fast.
Yeah. So what are your quick thoughts on this, Aaron? If you have any.
I think it looks cool. The price $240. Do you have like a list or a picture of the accessories it comes with?
Yeah, I'll get to that in just a bit here.
The $240. These figures do normally sell out fast, and when they're gone, and they normally go up a lot in the secondary market. But yeah, he looks cool. definitely, if you need an animated Spider-Man in 6 scale, this is probably gonna be it because Mondo's, when it comes to like the cartoons and comics, they're good at stuff like that.
Yeah, they're pretty good. And I mentioned this before on the show about the joints. You know, some people don't want to see them, and this is all joints basically in these Mondo figures. I have a couple. You know, I've mentioned this before: the Batman and the Joker animated series. And I don't think you have any, right, Aaron? You don't have any
Not
Mondo
yet.
figures. And then we have, you know, the camera. That's one of the accessories there. I'm trying to find the ones for the exclusive ones. I think one of the Green Goblins head or mask or whatever it is, I believe that's part of the timed exclusive one. I'm trying to find it here, but any other thoughts on this one, Aaron?
No, they did make an Omega Red that looks pretty good for Spider-Man.
That Omega Red is sick.
Yeah, Spider-Man. No, I got my Spider-Man already. It's not for me.
Okay. Connor, I don't remember. You've purchased? No, you have purchased Mondo figures. I know you have.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on this?
I'm sorry, X-Man Supreme and Brick. I think this figure looks awful. I'm sorry.
Oh, wow.
I was kind of on X-Man side with all the DC stuff. I think people were too harsh on it. I'm not a huge fan of like the visible joints and stuff. And I was actually looking forward to this. I don't like this figure or the Venom at all. I like the accessories. I love the head sculpt, but I hate the visible joints on this one. It's just, you lose me on this one. And I hate to say that because when they first teased these and they had the showing and it was up on the screen, I was like, that's so cool. And like the hand with the severed goblin head and everything, like the accessories are awesome. But for me, out of all of the, you know, all the He-Man stuff, all of the DC stuff, this is probably my least favorite out of all the stuff they've done. Probably because I was actually excited to see this one, and I was pretty let down with how it turned out. Yeah, Brick's upset, but yeah, I hate to put it that way, but I just got to be honest with you guys. I don't like it. You know, I have the comic-inspired Spider-Man in my collection from Hot Toys, The Amazing Spider-Man, and that like scratches that itch for me. I know it's not the same thing, but it scratches that itch for me. I'm just let down by this one. I feel like if they would have cut out a little bit more of the joints, it would have probably been better. Maybe make the knees a little bit less posable, but hide the joint a little bit more. Those knees, you know what they remind me of? Those Mortal Kombat figures from Storm Collectibles, the 1/6 scale ones. Those joints, yeah, they were so visible in the bicep area. And it was such a shame because those figures otherwise look pretty damn good.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is a miss for me, and I hate to say that because I was so excited to see the reveal of it. And I, like you said, Gio, I've bought Mondo. The McCready, I've been modding it, but I love that figure. And I did pre-order the Nada from They Live. I'm really excited to get that one. And I know the Megan just started shipping for people. I haven't pre-ordered that one. I was kind of, it was like a wait and see. Yeah, people were getting notifications it was about to ship, so they pushed that one out very quickly. And I will say, like Mondo, they've been very good about pushing stuff out in a reasonable time. So at the very least, these style of figures, you're going to get them in a reasonable amount of time, and that's really cool. And yeah, that's all I have to say about it. Sorry to be negative on this one, but I was just let down by it, you know.
So who was your favorite character in the animated series, Connor?
From Spider-Man?
Yeah.
It's got to be Spider-Man, right? You're running Spider-Man the animated series. I mean, it's just like, you know, Batman the animated series, and I've been rewatching that. Batman's my favorite character. You know, he's the face of the cartoon, and the whole universe and how he's involved in it. You just get to know and love him. But
how about the villains?
Goblin, dude. Goblin's always going to be my favorite Spider-Man universe villain, whether it's the animated series or Willem Dafoe. He's the GOAT, dude. Like, he just stands on his own so strongly, and especially the Raimi verse, you know, Willem Dafoe Goblin. I love Green Goblin, too, so always going to be Green Goblin for sure.
So if they were to announce the Green Goblin from the animated series Mondo, would it tempt you to get this? If you
No, because I kind of regret not getting the So-So Toys one. Because the animated Goblin look is so classic and so good. I love those punchy green and purple colors. I regret not getting it. So now my consolation prize is the little tiny Goblin on the glider that comes with the Hot Toys Amazing Spider-Man. That's what I got for that. And I don't even have it displayed. So I'm like, shit, man, I should have got the So-So Toys one. So, but yeah.
Yeah. Let's see here. Let me go into live chat real quick here. Brick says this was my first Mondo figure, so this is the first time that he gets one of these, and he got the limited edition, so he got the fancy one. So He also says, I like joints with Mondo. It's nice to have realism with Hot Toys and nostalgia with my toys with Mondo. And now he's saying goodbye. I'm guessing something Connor said.
That was towards me for sure.
So yeah. So then Brick says, not going to lie, there's a few things I don't like about it, but I had to get it from Pix. It's a 7.5 for me, but excitement is a 10 out of 10. It reminds me of my old toys, but in 1/6. And yeah, that's kind of situation with me when it comes to the Batman animated series of Mondo figures. I still not a huge fan of the joints, but I'll deal with them. And it says it does suck that I had to pay in full for the pre-order. Yeah, so it looks like he had to pay. Now I wasn't sure because I bought these figures, the Batman and the Joker one, years afterwards. So I figured I would have to pay in full, but I didn't know that you had to pay it up front if you're going to pay it at the Mondo site. Because he told me that. And then Brick also says Venom was awesome in the animated series. And Yomo is dropping by here. Yo, what's up, everyone? Hello there, Mr. Yomo. Thank you so much for dropping by here. As always, you're always in the live chat. Greatly appreciate it. And then saying hello to Yomo there. Okay, so let's move on to Chris. What are your thoughts on this?
So unfortunately, some more.
I just knew it was coming, dude. I knew it. I saw it on his
Some
face.
more hurt feelings are gonna happen. Like, I didn't pre-order it to begin with, and the animated show is kind of what I grew up on. I have the Diamond Select exclusive that was like at Walmart. It's a bust to represent this animated style Spider-Man for me. When I saw this, I was a little bit intrigued, and if I was gonna pick up anything, it would have been this. And then when I seen the photos, I was just like, well, thank goodness I didn't. And when Connor was, harping back on it, I was like, bro, you just like solidified my decision even more. So not much to say on it for the price that it is. And I mean, you kind of can't. It is toyish, like it's animated, but like it's too toyish, like to me. Like it looks like.
Yeah, now that I'm looking at it, it's looking
price.
like a Marvel Legends.
Dude, Chris' response is so funny. I swear. His build up. That's all. That's what's making me laugh. He's just like, well, guys, I'm sorry to let you know.
Right.
I'm just letting you know. Quick.
Yeah. So
it's a no.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. So I actually, I was going to try to collect as many Batman animated series Mondo figures, but I changed my mind on that. So this one, I don't think it looks as bad as you guys were saying, but I mean, I think it's cool looking. I'm not trying to get Mondo figures anymore, except with the exception of maybe Riddler for the animated series Batman. But I don't think it looks too bad.
Dude, all right. So I hate to say this, but at the same time, like that Diamond Select, but it cost me like less than $50 to get that, and the paint apps look exactly the same what you're getting here, and it's from Walmart. Like this, to me, I swear you could find it at Walmart. That's what this thing looks like to me. I'm not. Connor's making me laugh over here. I'm not trying to be funny about it, but that's just what it looks like to me.
I did think that they are a little too pricey for the Mondo figures. I think they should be cheaper. I mean, I don't know why they're as much as they are. They're getting very close to the Hot Toys.
Yeah, I was
price point.
I got into the hobby for the realism anyway. And if I want a Spider-Man representation, it's probably not going to be that, at least for that price. If I'm going for something like this, it's not going to. That's what kills me the most, is how much you're paying for to see something like that.
Yeah. TJ Mike, aka King Churro, dropping by. What's up, fellas? Hello there, Mr. King Churro. Thank you so much for being here in the live chat as always. Greatly appreciate it there. And let's see, any other thoughts, Chris, before we move on to X-Man?
If I want to say something positive, like I'll talk about the show. My favorite villain in it, like of course we say Goblin, but I actually liked Kingpin. That was kind of my huge introduction to there, and I wish Hot Toys would do like a proper Kingpin. I would like to see something like that in the white suit. But yeah, Goblin's up there. Venom was good in it. They highlighted a lot of the villains in that series. But yeah, I always, and Madam Web used to creep me out, but
Oh.
yeah, Kingpin was where it was at when I was watching that show.
I would like to see if they make Doc Ock in this animated series Mondo figure. I'm excited or interested to see how that one will look.
It's
I don't
best
think
they
I'll-
don't, or I hope I
I don't think.
see it.
I don't think I'm gonna pick it up because then I mean I didn't get Spider-Man and I don't think I will at this point. But how about you, Mr. X-Man? What are your thoughts on this Mondo figure?
All right, so let me start by saying every complaint about this, valid. I get it, 100%. I think it looks great. It's a great Mondo figure. The head's a little oddly shaped, I think, but I would still get him if I wanted Spider-Man. I'm not into Spider-Man as much, so this is not something that I'm picking up. But let me just come here for a second. Come here. Come over here. Follow me, kids. All right, so check this out, right? So here's my Mondo X-Men, right?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
There's those beautiful little children right there. I was not going to do any kind of animated figures in my collection because I just wanted to stick with the regular, do the MCU, do the movie stuff, the more realism type things, right? I remember when I first saw Mondo, I was like, well, they got all the joints. They look like a big ass, like a Marvel Legends. The paint apps, they're okay, but they're not as good as what this is. So, I don't need that. And it wasn't until they hit us with that Logan figure that I said, well, shit. Let me get this one. And I got him, and Jubilee was sitting there on the site.
Oh yeah.
And the timed edition was still there because it was a limited run edition because everyone likes to hate on Jubilee. I get it. I don't, but I get it. But I was like, you know what? I'm getting Wolverine. Jubilee is like his sidekick anyway, so let me get her too. And I got her in. She was already ready to go, so I got her like the next week after I ordered her. That is one of my favorite things. Not just 6-scale figures. That's one of my favorite things. Period. Full stop. Out of everything that I have, that is one of my favorite things.
Oh, nice.
Because the joints, I get it. They're an acquired taste. The joints aren't even a bother for me. The colors that they put into these figures. This, and largely because I am such a pop art fan, like throw me into a Roy Lichtenstein friggin' museum and you will never see me again. But when you look at these things on the shelf, when the light's hitting them, they're so vibrant and they're just so, they literally are candy for the eyes. And it's just, I will stand there for a good solid hour at least, just looking at that X-Men shelf. Just that one shelf. Because it's just beautiful. Just the colors alone. And that's a lot of it for me is that aspect of it. But I'll tell you, when you get them in hand, it's like anything else. You pull it out of the box, you feel the weight of it. You see the paint apps, and to be fair, the paint apps are, they're not anything really special. They're not. But the colors they use, the way they do the cell shading in that 90s cartoon style, and they are incredibly, you might not realize it, incredibly posable. Like, yeah, they got a lot of joints, they should be, but more than you would think. They're very stiff joints. So when you start them, you think, oh, well, maybe you can get like a 45-degree angle on this knee. No. That Wolverine, he is crouched. He is down there. He looks like he should be that height, right? And that's amazing because Wolverines don't do that in 6-scale. They just don't. So for me, I think Mondo is really fantastic. Now, I will say, They do have QC issues, like a lot of people do. Maybe a little bit more so sometimes. And I want to say that maybe like I've got 5 Mondo figures. I want to say maybe 3 of them I had to get some replacement parts for.
Oh.
But the thing is, their customer service is really good, so they're on top of it, which is great.
Oh, okay, that's good.
Like I have the Rogue, and they immediately out of the factory had some issues with the faces, the way they were printing the eyes, and they emailed everybody.
Yeah.
They said, "Hey, we see that this is happening, so we're gonna be sending out replacements." And they haven't sent them all out just yet. They had some issue going on, but they're working on it. And that's the thing, is they're keeping you in the loop about it. So they're sending those out right now, I believe. And they're sending me like 2 replacement heads, because 2 of them were good. And they're sending me a whole extra body, because there was like one little nitpicky thing that was wrong with the body that I got. And it's fine, but it's something that bothered me. And they're just sending me a whole new friggin' body to replace it. And I'm like, y'all, I mean, customer service is great. I'm going to have this thing for the rest of my life. So I can wait, a couple more months. And speaking on that, before I don't want to take up too much time, but before that, Brick was talking about having to pay up front the whole price for the figure, which is, that's something that we're not used to that. But what I like about Mondo is they put up a pre-order. You're gonna get it in hand in like 3 or 4 months.
That's true. Yeah.
So like they put the Cyclops up. Friggin' like, what was it? June? Was it June?
Yeah, June, July, around there. Yeah.
Yeah. And they should be sending him out, next month or the month after, something like that. I mean, hell, in 6 scale time, that's like 10 minutes, right?
There's way less detail, though.
There is way less detail. You're absolutely right. You're 100% correct.
Like
There's
Hono,
a lot less
you
detail.
can get for $175. You can get that symbiote like Spider-Man. Compared to like over 200 for this, that's what.
Yeah, but you want that symbiote Spider-Man from Hono?
I mean, personally, not me, but other people do. At least you're getting like a seamless suit, a backpack, like a comic style base. Like,
but that's true, though. That's very true. You are correct. And like I said, I mean, like all those complaints are valid. 100% they are. But I'm telling you, if you're ever on the fence, if you ever see that one figure that you're like, I would really like this, but XYZ, maybe give it a shot. Maybe if there's one that isn't such a hot ticket that maybe you like, but maybe not everybody else did, like how I was with Jubilee, and something you can get right now, maybe try it out. Maybe it's on sale or something. I don't know.
It would have to be a major dip, because like I said, I feel like at that price point compared to what's out there, especially 6 scale wise, like I think if I had this,
they're getting way close to Hot Toys price.
I think it would bring it down.
They're getting way close. Yeah. And they do have other things like the He-Man line that's super damn cool and much more detailed in comparison. So I get it. I absolutely get it. This is not a thing that's for everybody, and not everybody's gonna like it. But I'm telling you, if you're on the fence at all and you think you might want it, give it a shot. Maybe you might like it.
Let me address the chat real quick here. Mr. Brick Artemis says, wow, those Mondo X-Men look nice. So I think they're talking about your collection there, Dave.
They do.
They look pretty cool. Then Brick says, hit that like button, guys. Yes. Thank you so much, Brick, for that. Hit the like button, everyone, if you haven't done so already. Greatly appreciate it. Jose says, I know Brick is getting this Spidey. Yeah, he already did. He already got it, right? Jose, it's Brick. Yeah, there you go. All right, let's move on to the next one here. So this is a figure that I don't remember seeing this in any of the movies. I'm pretty sure it's not, but this is the Samurai Predator. And again, I know a lot of you guys have talked about this one too, but I'm gonna go and throw this at of course, Mr. Connor, and I'm sure you you're probably okay with talking about this
Ooh.
again. But
oh yeah, absolutely. I'm
what are
ready
your-
to talk about this one. So
what are your-
to answer your sentiment, this was never in any movies.
Okay.
It's interesting that they kind of put this under the AVP license. I'm guessing the artist took like inspiration from some of the armor from the Youngblood Predators in the first Alien vs. Predator. Dude, like I have the first version of this, and I said this on my stream the other day. I think Hot Toys and this artist made such a great decision by kind of reimagining this, but keeping it the same body, but basically all of the same armor and everything. They've changed a few things here and there. You get that special edition bonus mask, which is super dope with the Japanese lettering on it. When I tell you guys, like, you know, we use the, you know, sometimes people say like, oh, this is a work of art. And we say that because we just love the figure so much usually. But when I tell you, like, having the first version in person, like, the details are just insane. And like, just if you're a fan of the Alien / Predator universe, just the little details are just amazing. Like, there's I use this example a lot because I just think it's so cool. He has a bunch of xenomorph mouths in a bundle tied to his back. And of course, you know, they continue that with this one as well. He's got a sword with, like, a die-cast sword with xenomorph blood on it. Just a lot of random cool stuff that he comes with. A bundle of, like, samurai swords on his back. And this one is just going to be such a cool companion piece for the original one. And it seems like across the board, that's how most collectors have reacted to it who have the first version. And I've been kind of watching it on eBay to see how much it affected the value of the first one, and it really didn't affect it that much at all, considering what we usually expect when a new version gets announced, because this isn't really a 2.0. This is just like a reimagining using the same body, the same display base, just like a really awesome companion piece as like a fellow samurai. Maybe he's a higher up samurai if you use that like special edition mask. This figure's amazing. And I'm very curious to see the pricing on this one. If this one comes in like sub 400, I think it's a steal at that price for what you get, all the different accessories. This display base, I kid you not, is like massive. It's this big, like, and the details are amazing. You can have him holding the xenomorph head in his hand. This is, I'm telling you guys, this is a beautiful, beautiful figure. And with these new updated colors and everything, it's going to be a showstopper. And this is one of those figures, like, if you like Predators, but you never collected them before, you don't need anything else to go with it. Like, you could just put it on the shelf, and when people walk in your collection room, they're going to see that bright red, and they'll be like, what is that? It's just, it's that good, man. I could talk about this forever and a day. I just love it so much, but obviously I'm getting it. I'm gonna find a way to get the special edition, whether it's through Sideshow or overseas. But yeah, dude, this is a really special announcement, and I cannot wait to get this one in hand.
The one with the what is it? The samurai helmets with crests. Is that the one that's only like 500 pieces or something like that?
So there's only 500 pieces in Hong Kong. I
okay.
don't know what the piece count is going to be down our way.
Okay.
But yeah, in Hong Kong, it's only 500. So I'm very curious to see how they drop that on Sideshow, if it's a queue or like, you know, like they did with the zombie death trooper. They just dropped it randomly and said, here you go, everybody fight for it, which I thought was pretty cool because it seemed like everybody who wanted it for the most part, you had like at least an hour and a half to get it. So I didn't actually mind that, but I'm curious to see what they do with this one, whether it's a queue or not. I don't know.
I'm looking for the one that they tease at the summer events. That was the jungle Predator.
It was supposed to be the 87 Jungle Hunter.
Yeah.
It was pretty much the classic Predator from Predators with very minor changes.
okay.
But it's a good sign that they updated the T800, you know, prior or post showing at that event, because they showed basically the DX13 at the event, and then what we got was upgraded changes made to it. So I have a feeling they're going to do the same thing with the 87 Jungle Hunter. So I'm actually excited to see what comes about from that one. So.
Yeah, because I mean, this one looks cool, but I am waiting for that Jungle Hunter 2.0. I already kind of put my mind into getting that one, but and then I saw this one. I was like, oh, does that mean they're not going to do the Jungle Hunter one?
Yeah.
But Aaron, what are your thoughts?
I'm right there with Hotline. This is a work of art, and I really love the Predator and Alien franchise. But like you said, I got my mind on the 87. I don't have any Predators, so I want to start with the classic one, get the classic one, and maybe an Alien along the way. I'm surprised they haven't done Alien.
Hoping for that too. Yeah.
What you would call it? I wish they would do like a, you know how they did the Prey movie? I want a samurai Predator movie. That would be awesome.
That was actually a rumor too. Like when Prey first dropped, at like a few months after, they were saying like the next film would be in feudal Japan, but nothing's come from that yet.
That would
so
be sick.
yeah, that would have been sick. I would have been totally on board with that.
That
But
kind of
hopefully.
that kind of opened the idea of doing those kind of movies moving forward. You know, they could go
Yeah,
to
like
different
one-off.
eras. They
Yeah.
could go to different eras and just have them.
And Prey was very
do a
good. We
movie
still
there.
have that Predator coming.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So that one, is that one supposed to come out this year, Connor? Do you know?
It is
October
this year,
to
the
December?
Feral Predator. Yeah,
It is, okay.
it's like Q4, but yeah, that one's gonna be a big hit too. And like, you know, you guys mentioned the 87. That's another one thrown into the mix that
Yeah,
adds to
yeah.
your decision making process. Though,
Mhm.
as much as I love the Feral Predator, like of course you're gonna pick the 87 over the Feral.
Yeah.
But it does throw another like wrench in the mix of like, oh crap, I have 3 options now. But you know, who's complaining? We have 3 options for Predators.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I always
Yeah.
loved the samurai, like that era. I always loved it, and to mix it with a Predator and have the alien base and all that stuff. I'm
Yeah, the base is
considering
awesome.
getting it, but there's just so much stuff coming out. You just gotta prioritize things.
And we
So-
still don't know. We still don't know when that's gonna go on pre-order, right? I don't know if it's next
Yeah.
week or a month from now. Who knows?
Yeah, but right now I'm gonna have my mind on the 87, and this probably will come along sooner or later. I'll probably have it. So, but this is a work of art. It is. It looks amazing.
Yomo says Samurai Predator versus Wolverine. Yeah, I totally see that. Mr. X-Man, what are your thoughts?
They need to stop. They just need to stop. Is what needs to happen. Right? Like now, I am kind of in that oddball part of the community where like I'm a casual Predator fan, right? Like casual Terminator, casual RoboCop, all of that. I watched all those movies when I was a kid, and I loved that crap. And I had all of the toys that they had at the time, and it was great. None of it's really anything that stuck with me so much throughout, you know, up to my adulthood. But the thing about this, they knew what they were doing when they made this, because you don't have to be specifically a Predator fan to love this. Right. Like everyone's saying, just like I was saying with some of the Mondo figures, except for the Batman Mondo. I know some people really love it. It just doesn't work. It doesn't work. I'm so sorry. It doesn't work in that form. But this right here is art. It is art. Like this is one of those, you can see like one of those minimalist homes, right? Like you're in like New York or LA or something, and you got like the people with like the fully white rooms, and they got like some of those weird little funky looking bear toys. I don't know what that's all about, but they got so you can see a guy like this with like a nice gray scale room, you know, still that minimalism kind of thing. Maybe they got a couple of katana on the wall, you know. Maybe they got like a little like a tea mat on the floor, and they got a pedestal in the corner with this guy on it. That is a win, sir. That is a big win. This is a great piece. It's beautiful. It's wonderful, and I want it, and I don't need it, and it's not something that I'm gonna ever get, but I'm fighting it real hard because it's beautiful. And like you almost said, I want to kit bash a Samurai Wolverine now, and I want to have them fighting, and that would be so cool to me to have that.
That'd be a cool display right there, yeah.
It would. It'd be fantastic. But I got enough things that I'm chasing right now. I'm thinning out my pre-order list right now. I'm Catwoman's coming up. I'm gonna have to hunt down the Inart Superman probably later on. I ain't got money like that, so this is something that I'm gonna have to let go. But I want it, and I'm glad they're making it for the people who have been waiting for it. This is great. This is fantastic. You cannot not like this, in my opinion. You just can't.
And let me throw this to Connor real quick here. So Connor, going back to the movies, Alien vs. Predator, the PG-13 2004 film, or the the sequel, the Alien versus Predator Requiem, which one is the better film?
You couldn't even
Requiem
see nothing in
sucks.
Requiem. That movie
Requiem
was so
sucks.
dark.
Yeah, Wolf Predator, you know, it's funny. I just did a video on the Wolf Predator on my channel, and Wolf Predator is easily one of the best on-screen predators because he kills like 15 to 20 xenomorphs by himself. Like, he's badass. That movie sucks, but I watch it just for Wolf Predator. But I would definitely, 2004 AVP is easily one of my favorites. I love Scar Predator.
Yeah.
I love the Youngblood Predator designs, like Celtic Predator. I even like, you know, I have the Celtic, I have the Scar. And I did a custom Chopper Predator so I can have all three brothers in my collection. So I love the 2004 AVP. So yeah, that's an easy 2004 pick for me.
Okay, all right. Chris, what are your thoughts on the Predator or the Samurai Predator?
So I basically have no skin in the game. I kind of take Connor's word for all of this, as he's like super knowledgeable in it and like he's a huge fan of it. I have seen the first one they did, which he has, and I think that this one is a little bit cooler as far as like the colors and that mask with all like the samurai writing or Japanese style writing.
Yeah.
Predator in general is like a badass character in my opinion. Like every time I feel like I see a clip of him, it's just super cool. So I think for anybody wanting this or going for this, I think they're going to be super happy. And I just love the artistry that goes behind it and the guy who's doing these figures and, you know, the work that goes into it. That alone I can appreciate and attest to. So I think it's a really cool piece, and anybody who's getting it, it's going to make for a really sick display, especially if you have the other one.
Yeah, we're just trying to wait to see when this is going to go for pre-order and how much it's going to be, and those limited items. We still need more information about that too.
Yeah, Connor and I, we were also talking about the older one, because there was rumor, like some people saying that the price might go down because this one's out, and it's like we were kind of speculating that we don't necessarily think so. When you think about like the differences that they have, they're kind of too different. It's not necessarily a 2.0, so that aspect is pretty cool. Kind of like, you know, if you got the clone trooper, if you're into those chrome or gold or bronze, like it's just one of those like you collect the series if you're into it. So yeah, I'm excited for those collectors.
Mary Gusty saying Predator is awesome. Thank you so much, Mary Gusty, for being here in the live chat. Greatly appreciate it. And yeah, she seems to be a big fan of Predator as well. So Yemo says, this is hard to resist. I want to get it, but I need to prioritize the pieces and characters that mean the most to me. We'll see what happens. Yeah, I guess that's kind of a lot of us, right? But everyone has gone as far as any input on this Predator, right? Before we move on to the next one.
Just give us a movie, please.
Oh, yeah. The next one here is the Spider-Man from The Amazing Spider-Man, the Andrew Garfield. And this is one of the... Actually, was this one and the Samurai Predator, Connor, the one that you talked about on your live stream, the rumored ones?
Yeah, so actually, every I think there's 3 left on that list that haven't come true yet. But yeah, this one was on there. It was marked as possibly being a No Way Home announcement, because I guess that's what they assumed, because we never got the official No Way Home Garfield Spider-Man, but obviously it ended up being TASM 1, so which a lot of people I'm sure were happy about, because a lot of people wanted a new version of that TASM 1. So
yeah, so this one was kind of, I mean, I saw that list that you talked about, Connor, on your stream not too long ago, maybe like a couple weeks ago or around there. So in that sense, I wasn't that surprised about this, but I'm going to go ahead and open the movie figure file here. Again, this is from the first Amazing Spider-Man, release date July 3rd, 2012. Studio distributor Sony. Rotten Tomato score 71% of the critics gave it a positive review out of 340 reviews, and 77% of the audience gave it a positive review out of 250,000 submissions. The worldwide box office of this first Garfield Spider-Man movie is $758 million. I'm not looking into getting any Spider-Man figures at the moment. I got the Tom Holland red and blue suit Spider-Man, and I'm good with him for now. I mean, I think this figure does look good. I was kind of thinking that maybe it'll be like an artisan or something because they already made and Garfield a Spider-Man not too long ago, and then there's obviously the 1.0. I do like the base, the diorama base that they have. That looks pretty cool. Where would it fit? I have no idea, but I do like the blood stuff on the face. A lot of people were talking about that Garfield seems to have a big ass forehead. So I guess it kind of is, but big Spider-Man fans. My brother, who's a big Spider-Man fan, I asked him. I sent him the photo the night it came out. I sent it to him, and he said he's not really interested. So, but I'm interested to see what do you guys think about this. So I'll throw it to X-Man. I know you talked about this guy before, but what are your thoughts on it?
I like the base on this. Like, it's forever big, but it looks stupid cool. I like the accessories that this comes with as well. Everyone jokes about the tech deck, but it's a cool accessory. I think it looks pretty cool with the backpack and everything. I think it's dope. I'm upset that the head sculpt I think is better than the one that we recently got. Which, what the fuck, Howard? What's that all about? That all taken into account. I'm sorry, Yomo. I'm so sorry, my dude. This suit is fucking stupid, man. This is the dumbest Spider-Man suit. In my opinion, the dumbest Spider-Man suit.
Honor agrees.
Next to that weird athletic shoe looking PS2 game Spider-Man. That's the worst one. But this is a close second. This one's right up on his ass. They're very, very close. It's hard to tell where one begins, where the other one ends. Mm-hmm. Spider-Man never needed sneakers on his freaking. I don't even. Let me stop. But I think it's a great sculpt. I think it's a massive improvement over the previous one. I mean, wow! When you look at the picture, wow. And it's one of those things that I've been saying for the last few years. It seems like have they just been lying about the scale this whole time? Like, why is everything bigger now?
Yeah.
There's still 6 scale.
Iron Man figures. Iron Man figures are so much
then or they're lying now. Somebody lied.
True. Yeah, that's true. Because the Tom Holland one is fucking tall as hell.
Yeah, so someone needs to figure that out. But
it has a skateboard, Dave.
The skateboard is cool. I think the skateboard is super cool. But this suit is
why it look like he's going into battle with a skateboard though?
I don't know.
Hey, you could wreck some shit with a skateboard though, man. You can knock some teeth out with a skateboard. Don't get it twisted. But yeah, man, like a lot of people have been saying it, and it's very true. This suit really does illustrate the need for the little belt area on the suits, because the design wise, this thing is just a fashion fail, man. Like, he's already forever tall, right? And he's super skinny, and he's not giving himself any assistance without breaking up those lines on that suit. Now, I will say that one picture, I don't think we've seen it yet, where he's kind of on the side of the antenna there, and he's crouched down like on the antenna itself, not the platform, and he's shooting out. That's a pretty cool looking pose. And I think mostly because it hides the problem areas of the suit for the most part. Not this one, but the one where he is sideways and facing the opposite direction. It looks really cool in that one picture. But other than that, nah, man. This ain't it, man.
So this special edition exclusive, only that one comes with the camera and the interchangeable eyes then. Because I thought it would have come with the standard.
Yeah, the standard, you only get the gold lenses. unfortunately, with the standard.
Oh, and you guys don't like the gold lenses? I'm guessing.
No,
Oh hell no.
No.
it's a wannabe Raimi-verse set of lenses. That's what it is. It doesn't look good on this suit.
And this was a good movie. I thought it was a pretty good movie. I liked it.
Yeah,
I like
But I
the
couldn't
first
get past
one
the damn
more than the
suit.
second one.
Could not get past that damn suit.
Any other thoughts, X-Men, before we move on to, I think, Chris?
No, I'm done being negative for the night.
So you won't be pre-ordering this, I guess.
no.
Okay, all right.
No, no.
Although I never really liked the Andrew Garfield head sculpt from well, I guess it's not officially the No Way Home one, but I didn't like the most recent one. I actually didn't really like the Toby No Way Home.
No, they kind of failed all around, didn't they? On the
so I saw the Tom Holland one and I was like, that one looks cool. The head sculpt, I like the suit, the red and blue suit from No Way Home. I liked it in the film. I
But
saw
no
the
neck.
head sculpt look better, so I got that. Oh yeah.
Well,
But,
the blue suit, the red and blue suit, yeah.
Right.
Not the
correct.
integrated one. The integrated
Correct.
one was no.
Correct. That's right.
Yeah.
Chris, I don't remember. Are you a big Spider-Man fan or not? I don't recall.
Yeah, love Spider-Man. Specifically Andrew. Like, I have the TASEN 2 suit, so Andrew's kind of my favorite Spidey. No, I do prefer the TASEN 2 suit overall, and even over all other Spidey suits. Like, that's just such an amazing suit to me, no pun intended. But I really am drawn to this head sculpt on this one. It kind of makes me salty that I didn't get it with the TASEN 2 suit. This kind of looks more closer to Andrew's likeness. I'm very torn on getting this piece. Like, I'm up in the air. Do I need it? Do I not? Because, like, I'm all about, like, that duplicate stuff. But then I keep looking at it, and I'm like, I like the vibrant colors. It's not the best suit in the world, but I think display-wise, it would look really cool. I have my TASEN suit, like my TASEN 2 suit, posed. But I think if I had this, because they're saying, like, it's better, like, articulation and stuff like that, like an updated body. I feel like if I didn't care for this one as much, I could kind of go crazy and not really care. And it would be like my posed Spidey, and I'd probably have him without the mask. Now, I would get the exclusive one because I definitely have to have the other eyes, which are on the movie poster. And when he's swinging and lands on the skyscraper, those are the eyes you see for the yellow ones, which is weird. Like, that's accurate to the film that they had two different sets. And it's also, for those who didn't know, the TASEN 2 suit, he did have gray lenses, he had chrome lenses, and the white lenses. I just prefer the white lenses, like a lot of other people do. But getting back to this, I love the accessories, like the backpack, the skateboard. That makes me want to get into it. The diorama is pretty cool. The only downfall to that is I wish they didn't do like a lizard diorama, because that could have gone with this release instead. But at the same time, that Oscorp tower or whatever, like the top of the skyscraper there, kind of goes with this suit as well. So I mean, you could have both in display. Yeah, I don't know. It's just classic Peter Parker with the camera as well. So overall, I like it. I'm a fan. Again, it wasn't my favorite suit, but I really enjoyed the movie. First time I saw it was, I used to live on base. My father was in the military. These people were just giving out like tickets, like for the military. They were like, hey, does anybody want to see a movie? And it was like for anybody who came up, you could just see the movie for free. And I didn't even know what the movie was. And when we got in there and this started playing, I was like, yo, this is the new Spider-Man. But I don't know. It's just, not only is it the suit that it's not that iconic, but I like it because it kind of was the first time we saw on film, like a first person kind of view of Spider-Man swinging and being like in a more homemade suit. Like, he was making his web shooters, he was making the shoes, he was scrolling through trying to find different types of suit, and everything was spandex. So that's why I kind of like this. But to each their own, it's not everybody's favorite, but I still personally like it.
Yeah. Let me look into the live chat here. Where is it? I don't know if I read this before. Yoma says, this is my favorite Amazing Spider-Man suit, and I don't have a Garfield Spider-Man yet. I'm going to try to get this, but there is so much coming. I might have to hunt it down later on. Yeah, that's me there too. Brick says, so we get a week full of Spider-Man, but nobody likes it. So Brick, I'm assuming you're getting this Garfield figure as well, right? Yuma says, it's all right. I already know I'm in the minority of liking this suit. I love the finish on this suit, and I like the vibrant colors. I also like this was more unique, where his other reminded me of Toby, or a more basic Spider-Man look, says Mr. Yuma there. And then we have Mr. Ink says, well, Mr. Danny Spotchka is here, and he says, if it ain't motherfucking Geo and the gang. Hello there, Mr. Danny Spotchka. Haven't seen you in the live chat for a bit. Of course, you haven't been on here because of your tattooing stuff, and I'm excited for you that you're getting that thing going, and it looks like you're doing well there. So definitely message me when you're ready to come back on here. So you're definitely missed here on the show. So let me know. Message me. Then we have Mary Gusty saying, Tobey Maguire, I think I spelled his name right, and Tom Holland are the best Spider-Man ever, she says there. Yemo says, I think the sculpt has good likeness, but it looks like they went off No Way Home instead of the Amazing Spider-Man. One, he looks older than he does in ASM1. Actually, yeah, I do agree with that.
Ain't that a bitch?
Hair, and then
Ain't
hair
that a
looks like
bitch?
his hair in No Way Home. Yeah, I did kind of notice that. I forgot to mention that he does look actually older than he did in 2012.
Ain't that a bitch?
And let's see, there's saying hi to Mr. Yomo there. And I miss ya, should be returning soon. It's been hectic. And yeah, but I know you're doing good things over there, Danny Swatchka. Like I said, just message me and then we'll bring you on ASAP. So you're always welcome here to come back here, and you know that. So where's your goddamn cigar, X-Man? So well, he's got the cowboy hat, so we got that. Okay, any other thoughts on this amazing Spider-Man figure? Everyone went, right? Because sometimes I forget like who went, but so that we can move on.
I mean, me and Aaron and I didn't go, but I basically just agree with everything X-Man said. I've never been a fan of this suit. Like, I don't like this suit. It just, the TASM 2 suit to me is just heaps better than this. And you know, maybe Yomo's right. It reminds me more of Toby's suit, and that's why I like it. But don't like the suit. Love the accessories. The accessories are awesome. Love the skateboard. Love the backpack, the camera. All that stuff is really cool. And also with this one, no one brought it up yet, but yet again, Hot Toys has got all of the lines on the webbing on the mask crooked, and they're like kind of veering
yeah,
off
I
in
was gonna
random
say that
directions.
the mask was off.
Dude, it's like, why are the video game figures so good and nearly perfect, and then all the live action stuff, it's like, what? I don't understand it. The one credit I will give them, though, the neck seam looks much more blended on this one versus the stuff that came out for No Way Home, so that's a good start. In this photo here, in that, like, a culmination photo, it doesn't look too great, but in the individual photos, it looks like they got the neck seam a little bit better. But yeah, this was already a loss for me because I don't like this suit, so there's not much else for me to say.
Okay. Aaron, so you haven't got a chance to talk about this one, right?
Yeah, but I'm right there with Hotline and X-Men. I don't really like the suit either, and the gold lenses, nah, it's not. The movie was pretty good, but I didn't really mess with the suit like that. And like Hotline was saying, the mask is off, and yeah, I already have the old Andrew. The last one that just came out, so I don't need another one.
Okay. Yeah, so like I said, I don't know when these are gonna drop for pre-order. I don't know if it's maybe tomorrow, but because I know they announced several, and none of them are up for pre-order, right? Except the Death Trooper, which we'll get into in just a bit here. But all the other ones are not available yet. Any other thoughts on this Amazing Spider-Man before we move on to, I believe it's Doom?
The patch on the thigh is pretty cool too. It was cool they included that.
Yeah.
And to touch on the neck as a final thought, like I said this on his channel, I don't know what else you could do. Like, people wanted them to start doing that, and now that they're doing it, it's a complaint. So it's kind of lose-lose situation. I
Yeah.
don't know what you can do.
All right, so let's go ahead and move on to the next one here, and it is Doom, or Doctor Doom, I should say. Doctor Doom. So this one was surprising to me, because it's just out of nowhere. Out of nowhere, they just dropped, the Amazing Spider-Man. Like I said, we already talked about again, because Connor did talk about in that one rumored list, and I don't believe this one was on there. So this one was kind of surprising. And then when I
upset though.
And then when I first saw this, I was like, is that diecast? But then it doesn't seem like it is. So I don't have a figure file because I think this is from the comic, and I'm not sure exactly from which one. But yeah, I'm assuming Hot Toy was like, the whole RDJ announcements. Is let's do a Doctor Doom, even though we don't have the Robert Downey Jr. look yet, but let's make money off of this now. Random. And then later on, let's make some more money when we get the RDJ, and let's make more money. So that's kind of where we got here. I'm going to throw this again to my younger brother who likes more Marvel stuff than I do. I mean, I like Marvel, but he's a bigger fan. And then I showed this to him too that same night, and immediately he's like, I'm totally getting this. So he's getting this Doctor Doom. But I'll throw this to you, Aaron. What were your initial thoughts when you saw this announcement?
I was upset because I'm like, really, out of nowhere they dropped my favorite villain of all time in Marvel, and I'm like, comics too. Oh my god! I'm like, there's so much coming out, and of course they're gonna capitalize on the Doctor Doom hype. So of course I'm gonna get this. I need a Doctor Doom, especially in 6 scale. Yeah, this is coming home. And if I could get a throne for him, a custom throne or any type of 6 scale throne, I'll put him on it and surround him with all my Marvel figures. I can't wait. This is coming home.
How much do you think this one's gonna be? I mean, it's not diecast, but I believe they already mentioned that.
Since it doesn't have a head sculpt or it's comics, maybe 250, 260, somewhere around there. 280.
Oh, okay. Maybe. And then I guess initially too, I thought that it was a Hono.
Yeah, I thought it was too.
But then I was like, no, it's Hot Toys. And then you know how Hono was teasing the Thor figure?
Yeah.
And they still haven't announced him, but it's like, okay, yet another Hono figure that is not Thor. Not that I'm waiting for him, but then it ends up being an actual Hot Toy figure. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, you already know what people are gonna do. They're gonna get their RDJ head sculpts and just swap the heads and have that until Secret Wars comes out.
Yeah, because we don't know what Robert Downey Jr.'s Doctor Doom is going to look as far as the suit, like what kind of outfit he's going to have. Is it going to be more like this, or is it going to be more MCU-like? So I guess it's kind of makes sense for them to announce this now, because by the time this comes out, which we don't know, but we're assuming it's going to be a year and a half or so, I'm guessing, we may have 2 different iterations of Doctor Doom. But any other thoughts on this, Aaron?
He is coming home.
How about you, Mr. Connor?
So I think this is awesome, and I've seen a lot of people saying like, oh, I think Chris was in this boat, like, oh, I'll wait for the RDJ Doom. I don't have any faith that they're going to be like, faithful to the comic look, and this is the Doom that I want. So I'm going to pre-order this one now, and then, maybe they'll surprise us. But like, this is a terrible example, but like, look at Fortnite. The Doctor Doom that's in Fortnite right now is not this Doom, right? This is not this Doom, right? So it's like, who knows what they're going to do with the Doctor Doom with RDJ, but when I imagine, okay, I eventually want a Doctor Doom in my collection, this is what I saw. I avoided those third-party ones because I heard a lot of bad things about them. The only bad thing I have to say about this is I wish it was diecast, but that's not really even a bad thing because the price will be cheaper. So I think it looks great. I love that you could see the eyes and the mask here and the special edition mask. Love that. That's incredible. And the base is cool too. I think they did a great job with it. This is exactly what collectors wanted. I was also very surprised this wasn't a Hono, because this seems like in line with what they were doing. But I'm guessing it probably broke that threshold of pricing to where they couldn't put it under the Hono line. I honestly, because this is a completely new mold, I could see this pushing 285 if they really want to try us with the pricing. I'm hoping it's more in like the 265 range, but I would not be surprised if it pushed 285. But even at 285, are we going to say no to a Doctor Doom at 285? No, we're not. So, yeah, he said this isn't the Fortnite guy. Not quite that Doctor Doom, but yeah, no, this is dope. I really love. I think I love the Darkhold but the shot of him holding like the two blasts with the fingers kind of creeping through those magic effects, those are really well done. I love how those look. There's probably a bit of Photoshop there, but the way they integrated those magic effects in the hands, he looks badass. So yeah, this is definitely coming home. You can see one of them there. It just looks great. So they really pulled out all the stops for this one. Such a random announcement. I guess they were probably like, well, everybody's excited about RDJ as Dr. Doom. Is a perfect time, and I would agree. It was very random, but again, I don't think any of us are going to complain. This is awesome. Love all the accessories, and I'm definitely picking this one up. So,
yeah, that's when I first saw it. Like I said, I thought it was a Hono, and I'm sure a lot of you guys thought that too. And then I saw those Hot Toys. So then that's when I thought, oh, so then it must be diecast then. But it's not. But yeah, man, it still looks really cool. Like, I'm not picking up that many Marvel characters at this time, but I can totally see a lot of people, getting these. I'll live through my brother when it comes to this figure here, because I know he's getting it. He's like a huge Dr. Doom fan. Chris, what are your thoughts on Dr. Doom?
So Connor kind of touched on it a little bit. I kind of want to personally wait for like that RDJ. If they do it, if they don't, I'm not going to be upset. I'm not really into the whole, or I don't have any skin in the whole comic version of Doctor Doom, and I relate Doctor Doom more so to the Fantastic Four. And I know Avengers Doomsday, like, even though I have other Avengers in the collection and I can put them with, but again, it's comic. I just kind of want to wait what they see or what they do, because I do relate it to the Fantastic Four. If I'm getting this villain, I would also love to have the heroes, because usually I love having my villains, but I like having the hero like to go with it as a companion piece. So if Hot Toys ends up doing the Fantastic Four from whatever film or whatever, then I'd probably think about Doom. But it's a great looking piece. I do agree with that. Maybe the next one will be diecast, so I'm okay with holding out for now. It doesn't hurt me as much. But again, congrats to those who really want a Doom in their collection, because it doesn't look bad at all.
So the Darkhold and this additional face mask with we can see the eyes. So those are only for the special edition exclusive versions, from what I'm seeing here. And do you think it's going to be like the way that they were doing those coins, that it'll still be kind of readily available, or do you think it'll be like more limited?
Probably
I think it'll be a
timed window, right?
Yeah, I think so too.
You'll have a certain amount of time to order that version.
X-Men, how about you? What do you think about this Doctor Doom announcement?
They just keep doing it, don't they? They just keep doing the damn thing this year, man. Like, how many, like, whose wallet's got a really sore butt right now? Right? Like damn.
Yeah, let's talk
Anybody
about
on this panel.
Like, they went full booty warrior on our wallets this year. I'm telling you, just the last couple of months.
Bro, it's not even done yet. The year's not even done.
Yeah,
I know.
yeah, we got more coming.
3 months to
We
go.
got more coming.
Connor's smiling over there, and he's crying on the inside because he's getting loaded up with
Just
invoices.
invoice after invoice, yeah.
We're in the big sad right now. Like Steve said, it's the big sad right now. But this is, again, just pure, unadulterated bitchin' art, man. This is so good. It's a brilliant figure, a brilliant character, because it's Doom. Ain't nobody ask anybody's mama who Doom is, and they know. Doom is the guy, right? Like, you don't even have to be a fan of Doom. I particularly have never been a fan of Doom in the comics. I think I recognize that he is the man. There's no disputing that at all. And I respect the hell out of Doom for that. Because what has this dude not done? Who has this dude not just, embarrassed the hell out of in Marvel Comics? This guy is he's on top of everything. And you give him the mystic stuff. That's an important part of his character. You give him all this cool ass armor. Look at those robes. Look at those robes, man.
Really good.
Could they have made this look better? Right? And then if you get the special edition, you get 3 different masks. That's insane, dude. That's insane. This is so great. And this is so good that I don't think anyone at all cares, even the slightest bit, that they are already immediately, like twinsies, reusing the Batman Returns diorama for this figure. Like, they only just announced both of them. And they're like, screw it. Here you go. And it looks so much better. Doom took that and he made it look better. Like, I can't, because again, I gotta focus on other things. Doom is not somebody that I can put my money on. I want to. If I had space and I had more money and I didn't have to worry about it, I'd be like, yeah, I'll take that. I'll take 2 of them. Shoot.
Yeah, it looks really good. That tailoring, that Santa belt that he has, the whole thing looks really, really good. So
he is an incredible looking figure, and man, oh man, this is, I said it earlier today, this guy has everything he needs to be a Grail. Whether or not he's actually going to be one later on, who knows? But this is, I can see this being $1,000 on eBay later on. I can see that. I can see that.
Yeah. Has everyone gone for Dr. Doom?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I have one more thing though. Not related to the figure, but related to Doom. I know why they casted RDJ, but I don't really like it. I wish they would have casted Cillian Murphy. That was my Dr. Doom.
I totally see that. Yeah, I totally
he could have been real good.
Yeah,
hell yeah.
I think a lot of people would have been happy. I mean, I have my thoughts on why they cast, and I'm sure you know, Aaron, why they cast RDJ. but I mean, I don't mind it. The announcer was like, yeah, that makes a shitload of sense to me.
All I hope for is just they do him justice and give us a good, faithful representation of him. That's all I care about.
And the thing that I've noticed lately with Hot Toys is that we're getting a shitload of announcements, but very few releases.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's going to be one of those years where, I mean, I've been collecting for only so long, but I know there's been a couple of years where there was so many more announcements than releases that the releases were just not that much. And I think it might be one of these years because I've only been seeing announcements and not so much releases. But
I'm at the point where that's good. Let's slow down on the releases. Let my wallet take a break. I need a break.
Yeah, you're saying this isn't the Fortnite guy. I'm not sure what that's about. I mean, I don't play Fortnite, but I'm assuming you guys are talking about something related to that game there. Let's see. Chris Chong dropping by. Hello there, boys. How are my favorite fellows doing? Thanks so much, Chris Chong, for being here. Greatly appreciated there. Mary Gusty likes Dr. Doom as well. We have my best friend wanted this. He's a Dr. Doom fan. And Yomo says, RDJ being cast as Doom, I put my collection on the line that has, on the line that Hot Toys are definitely doing a MCU Doom figure. After the regular release, they'll probably start doing repaint versions on him like Iron Man. And yeah, probably.
I was just thinking, yeah. It's a Neon Tech Doom.
Yeah, I'm sure. All right, let's move on to the next one. All right, let's I'll try to move these fairly quickly now here. So this one right here, it was teased, right? This Death Trooper from the AHSOKA series. I'll open the figure file here. So again, from AHSOKA, Lucasfilm / Disney, premiered on August 23rd, 2023. 80% of the critics gave it a positive review and then 70% gave it a positive review. I know they teased this guy in summer events or even before that, I think. And I thought maybe they weren't gonna ever announce him, but they did. And they kind of just dropped him out of nowhere. I was at work and I was like, doing work stuff. And I didn't really look online that much throughout my work day. And by the time I checked, this figure was already dropped on Sideshow and it was already sold out by the time I got there. And not necessarily that I was going to try to get this figure, but if I really wanted it, I would have been really pissed off about that. But Connor, did you get a chance? I don't know if you were trying to get this, but did you get a chance?
Oh, yeah. So here's a funny thing about this one. I brought this up on stream like 2 weeks ago. Man, I'm like, man, I hope they do that zombie death trooper. So this is what happened with this one. Hot Toys teased this at a previous con, but they did not show it with the zombie helmet. And I was like if you do it without the zombie helmet, it's pointless. So I was saying, like, I hope that they are still working on the zombie helmet and they go back to the drawing board. And sure enough, luckily that's what they were doing. And dude, Gio, you know I'm a big horror fan and I'm a massive Star Wars fan. So the mixing those two aspects together, this is awesome. I love the Ahsoka show. I'm all in on the Ahsoka figures because I feel like these are like some of the best Star Wars figures they've ever done. Yeah, I just got the first one in, which is Thrawn, and he's beautiful. Like, that head sculpt in person is insane. So I'm really excited for this one. I only picked up one. I envy those who have the space and the money to do a whole army of these because that's going to look so freaking cool. But
that would have been cool, actually.
Yeah, I got one Night Trooper, one of these zombie death troopers, and then I got Captain Enoch. So it'll be awesome to have those three together, but you got to have it with the zombie helmet. That's like, I feel like the whole purpose of getting this one. And I think it looks awesome. And that like green like goo around his mouth too just looks damn good. This is really cool. It's a sleeper one. I know a lot of people probably like, oh, who cares about this? But it did sell out relatively quickly on Sideshow, all things considered. I was surprised it actually sold out so fast. I think it was like an hour and a half, 2 hours maybe, but I expected it to sit longer than that. But yeah, this is awesome. I'm really excited to pick it up. So
it was 2,000 units?
2,000 worldwide, yeah.
Oh,
so Sideshow, I think HK got 500, maybe 300. 300 maybe? I think they got 300. So Sideshow probably got a majority of them. But yeah, it sold out quicker than I expected.
How much was this?
I want to say it was 265, 255 maybe. It was trooper price.
Oh, okay.
About what you expected. I mean, it does have two helmets, so I guess I could kind of justify that.
I was tempted with all these zombie-like, troopers, stormtroopers, night troopers, this right here, because of what you said, Connor. Being a horror fan and a Star Wars fan, we get the mixture. But then I was like, if I get one of these, then I'm gonna want Thrawn, and then I'm gonna want all these other ones. And I decided not. I decided to sacrifice the Ahsoka line for all the other stuff that's maybe gonna be announced.
That's a big sacrifice. It's tough. That's a tough decision to make.
Yeah.
And by the way, just to correct myself, this was actually 275.
Oh, it is. Okay.
This was a bit higher than I thought, but I use rewards on mine, so it wasn't 275 for me.
But it looks cool. Like, you can totally display this for Star Wars Halloween stuff, with the whole zombie
and
thing.
I like that it's matte too versus like all the other Death Troopers we had with that shiny gloss finish. It's just very different. It's got a very, and then someone pointed out like the bandages and stuff, like the inspiration where they got from those, which I don't know if they said it was like from Japanese or I can't remember exactly how they put it, but it's some sort of cultural thing that they took inspiration from. But it's really cool. I think it's awesome.
Yeah. Aaron, were you interested in this?
I do like horror and I'm a big fan of Star Wars, but I had to pass on this, and like you, I had to sacrifice. Besides two figures, Balin and Shin, I am getting those, but I had to sacrifice this line. I have to prioritize things. It's just too many lines, too many figures coming out. This figure is a really cool figure, but I can't do it. I can't.
Yeah, so far every single announcement, I would say, I think I would say every single announcement that the Ahsoka line has been presented, I think they've all been top notch.
Yeah, they're all bangers, and it was a really hard choice to sacrifice them, but I can't. Balin and Shin were my two favorite characters coming out of that show, and of course I had to get them, but all the other ones I can't.
Yeah. X-Man, your thoughts?
I'm very much in that same camp. Like, first off, I don't even know how to articulate. I absolutely loved the Ahsoka show, and I think partially, like a lot of people, was because it's basically continuing off of Rebels, in a lot of ways. And I went super hard in on this line as well. And like a couple of you guys, I am downsizing that list because of one, a lot of the stuff that came out this year for pre-orders that I wasn't really expecting, and also, just the common shifting of priorities, with regards to what you want to collect. We've all been there where we looked at our collection and we said, man, I have all of this, but maybe I really just want this.
Yeah.
So then you got to start, moving stuff out, changing your pre-order list. And it happens, it's what it is. But this one here wasn't one that I was planning on getting. I do feel like it was a little bit dirty. The way because they teased it last year, they teased this.
Yeah.
And they never said anything about, an announcement.
Yeah.
And I never even considered to look at the coming soon page for this thing, because I'm like, well, they've not talked about it. And then, like, all of a sudden, like, if you didn't RSVP, you didn't know. You just didn't know. And, like, damn, it came and gone. But again, like, like it's been said, this is one of those figures that I don't know how much hype there actually would have been for. Right? Like, I feel like maybe this was the one to have a smaller run. Exactly. Maybe not drop it the way you did. Maybe like make it more widely known that it was going to happen. But hey, they got their money, so Howard's happy, and that's cool. Yeah, I think it's a great looking figure, and I love this. And it's Japanese, the whole thing with the recombining broken things with like the gold flake looking stuff. I forget the name of it, but it's an art form, and I think they just nailed it with these Night Troopers and these guys right here, the way they did that stuff. And I have 2 of the Night Troopers on order myself, along with Captain Enoch, and like they're just amazing looking figures. I'm probably going to not keep those. I'm not a Trooper guy, but I really like those. But again, after reconsidering things and looking at what's coming and what I prioritize, Star Wars isn't at the top of that list. So some things got to be sacrificed, and that's just the way that it is. But great figure, I think. I think it's a fantastic looking figure. Yeah. I think whoever got it is going to be very happy they did. I don't know how many old Hot Toys Nightmares picked up, but I'm sure he's going to love them. I'm sure a lot of people are. It's fantastic.
And this one's released as well, right?
Yeah, it's available.
Yeah, it was immediate release, wasn't it?
Yeah, Hong Kong, they're already shipping units.
Oh, yeah.
That's nuts, dude. That's crazy.
That's why they were so quiet about it. It makes sense now. Now looking back at it, like, oh, shit. Okay, well, that's why they were so quiet. But...
You know what's really great about these is, because aren't some of the armor pieces removable on a lot of these troopers?
Yeah, I mean, typically, yeah. All of them, you can kind of remove most of the parts. It's kind of harder on, like, the waist armor and stuff, because it is glued together on most of them. But some of the pieces are removable. Like, of course, like the bicep armor, the forearm armor, all that stuff's removable, yeah, so...
Well, the reason I say is because these figures right here, it'd be so easy to, like, swap, over shoulder plates, like, repaint a couple of sections of fractured pieces. You could take, like, 6 different Night Troopers, and they're all the same character. They're all the same figure. But then you can repaint 5 of them and maybe just flip around a shoulder pad here and there, reattach some of the ribbon, and you got a whole different dude.
Yeah.
And they all still work together, and it's great. Yeah. I think it's a fantastic figure idea. It really is.
Chris, any thoughts on this Death Trooper?
I think I'm just about like in the majority here on the panel. Like, I gotta pick and choose what goes in here, even Star Wars wise. And Star Wars is my favorite, but I'm picky with the troopers too. It just doesn't hit home as much as some of the others do from this line. So yeah, just passing. Looks cool though.
Yeah, it definitely does. Definitely does. Let's see here. Let me look at the live chat here real quick. Let's see. I thought I saw someone in there. Where is it? Oh, here we go. Oh, Philly. Figurecraft. What's up, fellas? Just saying hello. Gio, Connor, Chris, X-Man, Aaron. Thank you so much, Philly, for joining us here in the live chat. Always appreciative of that. So thank you so much. And Mary says, friends of mine are going to Japan for the Star Wars celebration next year in April, which unfortunately I will not be able to go. I heard they're working on that costume of that. Oh, that should be pretty cool to see, actually. I was saying hello, Mr. Philly there. All right, any other thoughts on this before we move on to the next one here? Okay, so let's move on to this one. This is a release that I actually thought was already released a while ago. And this is the Wasp from Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania. Status, sideshow status, waitlist is open. Price $284. Opening the figure file here from the Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania. Release date February 17, 2023. Marvel Studios / Disney. Rotten Tomato score 46% of the critics gave it a positive review. 409 reviews. And actually, the audience seemed to like it a lot more. I was kind of surprised about that. 82% of the audience gave it a positive review of 10,000 submissions. Worldwide box office $476 million. Like I said, I completely forgot, or not forgot, but I thought this was already released, and I just saw it there as one of the releases in this crazy week already. I don't have much input on this, just the simple fact that I'm not trying to collect any of these Ant-Man figures. I thought that the head sculpt looked kind of off to me, but I'm just going to throw it to you guys real quick here. Connor, were you interested in this?
Yeah, so I never really liked the original live action Wasp suit. I didn't like that like dark blue and that like, I don't even know, is that like a beige gold color? I don't even know what that original suit was. This suit's awesome. I have seen like from MRC, he's taken some footage and some photos of this figure. I think it looks great. I think with the sculpt, number one, the lighting in these photos was pretty terrible. We know most of the time when you have that yellowish lighting, it makes head sculpts look really bad. It's just how it is. Occasionally you'll get a sculpt where it's okay with that lighting, but I think she looks awesome. I like the sculpt a lot, actually. I think a lot of people just don't like her hair in this film. Yeah, that's like a personal preference, which I get. Like, I did prefer the ponytail look, but I think the sculpt looks good. And again, I don't think this photo here especially is very flattering to the sculpt. It's like kind of closer to the underside of the sculpt, and also the lighting. It's like that kind of yellowish color. So yeah. I'm excited to see it in hand because I think it'll look a lot better. But again, the suit, love the suit, much better than the other live action suit for me. And I did sell my Ant-Man from the second film to get this one, to have the two like most updated Ant-Man and Wasp figures. So I'll be getting both of these. I have them on pre-order. So.
And I forgot the name of the actress, but I thought I read somewhere that she's retired from acting, if I'm not mistaken. There.
I'm not sure.
That
sounds about right.
I know Michelle Pfeiffer's not. Something. She's in this movie.
Oh yeah. Chris, any thoughts on this Wasp figure?
So I had the original Wasp figure from that film or whatever, and then I had Ant-Man to go with her. Got rid of both of them. And then they came out with these, and I liked the movie. It wasn't my favorite thing. I definitely like the suit on this one more than the first one, but I like the proportions a little bit better on the first one. Like, they look good here, but I feel like I don't know. Just something about the first one like that hit home for me, but the colors of this suit look a lot better. I like the accessories that come with this one as well. If I did have this, I'd probably have her with the helmet on. As like Connor touched on, I wasn't a fan of the short hair in the film, and sculpt wise, I definitely don't like it. So yeah, I think it looks cool. Nice touch of color on the display. I like the little, like what you can do with Ant-Man there. It's pretty cool. I kind of forgot about it, left it on the back burner, but I'm not missing it, to be honest. If somewhere down the line I end up finding the two for a good deal, maybe. But yeah, for now, I didn't end up grabbing her. But I do like the way it looks, just not looking for it right now, if that makes sense.
Do any of you guys have the Kang? I think you
do,
have it,
yeah.
Connor, right?
I want
Yeah,
it.
actually, I have him on my deck. He's awesome, dude. Like, this figure's awesome, man. I mean, this head sculpt got disrespected so much when he first dropped, and it's not like a heater in person, but I mean, it's not terrible. It's not a terrible head sculpt, and obviously, and I think X-Man was with me about the Victor Timely, because I brought that up many times. I loved that character so much. He was just such like an innocent, sweet character, and I'm like, and I loved the look of him. I liked his hair and his glasses and everything, and I really wanted a Victor Timely figure.
Yeah, I want that figure. That's what I want.
Yeah. And I
Timely was
understand why
awesome.
we're not gonna get it, but yeah, I really liked Kang. Obviously, the whole situation's unfortunate, but that didn't stop me from keeping the figure.
That's another reason why I'm like not really going deep there. Like, just too many things are changing, so I'm like,
It doesn't ruin it for me though. Like, for me, the way I look at it is like, I enjoyed what we got from Kang. You know, I really enjoyed the Loki show, and I thought he was pretty cool, and all the variants of Kang we saw, I enjoyed it. So I really like the Kang figure. I'm glad that it didn't get like put on hold and they said we're not doing that figure anymore, because, you know, we saw him do that with the Flash figure because of the low sales or whatever. So obviously a lot of people were like, I wonder if they cancel the Kang now. I'm glad they didn't. So yeah.
I think you could collect Ant-Man and Wasp and have them by themselves. I don't think you necessarily need Kang unless like you're huge on that character.
No, these are for my Avengers display. That's what I'm using them as. They're going to be in my just Avengers ensemble. I didn't need the Kang
the colors
for them.
of
I just
suit,
wanted the Kang.
They're awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they still haven't announced the MODOK figure, but I don't know that.
Yeah.
That's gonna happen.
They're so well
That's a
together.
graveyard figure.
Yeah, that's a the spam MODOK.
I was curious to see how that one was gonna come out, like when they were gonna announce it, like who's gonna want this MODOK. I was curious to see if they're gonna do that, but X-Man, what are your thoughts on WAP?
I love her. She's beautiful. Look at that suit. Look at that suit. Again, the colors are so beautiful. And I was talking to Justin, How You Figure, about this a couple of days ago, and we were like talking about how much we love this suit, and then realizing how very similar, like it's the same exact color scheme as the Wolverine suit. And I'm like, is that why I like it so much? But like, this is a beautiful suit. It looks amazing. The wings look great. I want this figure. I wanted to pre-order her and Ant-Man. And I wanted Cassie too. Like, they didn't make Cassie and I wanted her. And I thought it would have been great to have all three of them. It would have been cool. But like, I didn't, because they weren't a high priority, you know? I like the movie a lot. I think it's a good movie. I don't think it's, again, not the best movie, but it certainly isn't as bad as some people say, I don't think. But this is one of those that I might look for later on. I might look for these two, her and Ant-Man, from this movie, because I think their suits look good. I love this helmet. I will give her flowers. Dame Judi Dench is a highly acclaimed actress, but I don't need her on my shelf, you know. So I'm not going to use that unmasked sculpt there. That's fine. But the helmet looks great. The suit it's just a knockout figure all around. I think it hits all the marks. I think it's great. I don't know about the body on this one versus the one on the original. I've never seen the original one, like really looked at it. So I don't know what the differences are, but I love what I'm seeing here. I think this is a great looking figure all over the place. I think it's just, the wings are cool, the suit's cool, the colors are cool. I want it, and I'll probably get it eventually. But right now, no. I feel like this is one of those that's probably gonna, maybe I can find it cheaper later, maybe. I feel like that's probably a thing.
Okay.
So we'll see.
Aaron, have you gone yet for this?
No, I haven't gone yet, but I don't have much to say because I didn't really like this movie. The third act was horrible, in my opinion. Especially the way they did King. Like, he got defeated by ants. Come on, and he's supposed to be the Thanos, the next Thanos.
But they were really smart ants.
I do want a King though. That's the only figure I get from this line. This figure looks pretty cool, but I'm
And
not
MODOK.
too big on Ant-Man and the Wasp, so I'm gonna have to pass. But
Yeah.
kudos to those for getting it.
All right, let's look at the live chat real quick here. We have oh yeah, yo, where's MODOK exactly? Where is MODOK? Right, that's the real question of this whole line right here. Let's see. DM you on Instagram with a picture of my friend who finished his Death Trooper costume. Okay, I'll look at that one later tonight. There, thank you so much. There. Yoma says, bro, lost hand to hand with Ant-Man. Yeah, that's what Aaron just mentioned right now.
Ridiculous.
All right, so let's do these fairly quickly. I mean, there's actually not too much information on these anyway, but I'm just going to go into the Inart stuff, right? So so they did announce. How do you pronounce this character or this figure's name? Is it NAZGUL? NAZGUL. So they announced him here from the Lord of the Rings in our figures here, and they actually released some photos today. So it's going to be ready for pre-order on October 2nd. This is one of the Lord of the Rings announcements that they dropped this week. This is the first one, and I was looking at look at this. The horse looks pretty badass, and these guys look amazing on the in the film as well. In Lord of the Rings, they look kind of creepy. So I was kind of curious to know about the horse, like if it was going to come just in the standard or the deluxe. But after reading what's there, if you want the horse, you would have to get the deluxe version. We don't know the prices yet for this, but I'm assuming if you're gonna get this character, I would think you would need the horse, right? So that's my thinking of that. I think I mentioned this before. What was that?
Oh, I was just gonna. Sorry to cut you off. I was gonna say I heard jokes like people saying if you thought like them releasing a figure was long, now you gotta wait on a horse to go with it.
Oh yeah, but I think I mentioned this before about Lord of the Rings. Dude, I think they're great films. Cinematically, they're great films. It's not one of those movies that I necessarily want to watch on a regular basis or like an annual thing, but I acknowledge that they're great films. I'm not going to dive into the Lord of the Rings line because, like I said, there's a bunch of other stuff that is coming out and very expensive. But I would admit that these look very, very cool, very, very great here looking. Again, October 2nd, but I'm going to throw this to Connor. I don't believe either you haven't seen Lord of the Rings, or maybe you're not the biggest fan of Lord of the Rings, or maybe I'm wrong about that.
So I was really excited to see that they're actually doing the Dementors from Harry Potter. I didn't expect this. I was expecting to see Dumbledore first before the Dementors, but I'm just joking. But so with Lord of the Rings, every time I say like I'm not big into Lord of the Rings, people think it's because I don't like it. I just have never dove into it. I haven't watched the films.
I'm right there with you.
Yeah, and it's like, yeah, I don't dislike it at all, and I actually do like. Whereas like Star Trek, for example, it's just not for me. Like I can just tell it's not for me. This I have interest in, but I'm almost like kind of sitting here thinking to myself, like, I don't want to watch these films anytime soon. I'd rather wait until all this stuff is sold out, because I know me. I know me, when I dive into something and I enjoy it, I'm like, I want that figure on my shelf. So I'm not going to do that with Lord of the Rings. I will wait and appreciate from
when
afar.
it sells out, you still go back to us. So
No, I won't. I promise you I won't. I truly do not have the space for another big IP like this, because I promise you everything Harry Potter, J&D, I haven't really been a huge fan of what they've done so far, but they're talking about doing a Hagrid, and Inart said they're not going to do a Hagrid, so it's like, I need that space for Harry Potter. So
yeah, same.
This looks badass. I love how the horse looks. I don't know how accurate it is because I've never seen the film. Love how the horse looks. I love the swap out leg pieces where you can kind of like have them riding the horse. It looks great. I mean, there's not much to this character design, as you guys can see, but I think he looks awesome. The other one I kind of have more of a opinion on just because it's an actor that I like. But this is cool, man. I mean, I'm happy for those that wanted it. I love that Inart is showing us that they're willing to go hard on a line, and that gives me more hope for like Harry Potter and maybe Game of Thrones in the future. Obviously, they're doing some stuff from Game of Thrones, so I'm happy for those that collect Lord of the Rings, because it's so awesome to see some proper Lord of the Rings stuff as opposed to like a lot of the AHSOKA stuff. Obviously, a lot of that stuff hasn't aged very well. I know people say some of their newer stuff is pretty decent, but yeah, that's my thought on it.
How about you, Chris?
So likewise, like I've kind of been interested a little bit. Like I feel like that's a universe I would like, but I just like I'm purposely not watching them. I don't want to go into another IP. I know the movies are, you know, super long. It's not something I want to sit there through and like go through all that. I just got too many other IPs that I like, and I think I'm more on the Harry Potter side and like Star Wars over Star Trek. So like I'm just in my own crowd. I like the way the pieces look. And like as far as like, I can't even really speak, so I have no clue if I'm insulting here, but like as far as like these, like them having swords or knight looking kind of figures and stuff like that, I think Game of Thrones fits that more for me. Like I like the dragons and stuff like that. I have wanted a 1/6 scale horse for a long time for a couple figures, so that part is really cool with this guy, but I just have no skin in the game to know really anything about it, and I kind of like it that way. It's not that I don't like it, I'm just not interested, to be honest. Okay. Even if it's like the best thing ever, I don't know. I just
That's
don't
good for your wallet, though.
The time for it.
X-Men.
This is they look really good. They look really well done. These prototypes do, and the stuff that's been released from Lord of the Rings. I like the Lord of the Rings. I don't like you know, like I don't follow it so much, and I'm not really. I watched the cartoons that they made, the cartoon films, back when I was a kid, and I loved them. And I've seen the Peter Jackson movies, and I thought they were really good. They were long, and it was hard. But it's just not for me. Like my collection is Marvel and DC and a sprinkling of Star Wars, and just within that there's multiple branches of IPs. So I've got enough just with Batman and with X-Men and with MCU, and I'm pretty well set with all that. But it's great. I'm not getting it, but it's great.
Aaron, are you a fan of Lord of the Rings?
Haven't watched it yet, but I've actually been tasked by Sean Carlson Art over there at Toy Quest 101 to watch Lord of the Rings, because he's gonna do a trivia at NYCC for me, and every question I get right, I win a free art piece. So I have to watch it now before Comic-Con.
Yeah, I'm sure you know these are long ass movies, so you probably
I'm not looking forward to it, but
I need to get started with that. But any thoughts on this at all? You think you might get this?
The design looks cool, especially the horse and the guy on top. He reminds me of like a Grim Reaper character.
Oh yeah.
You already know how expensive this piece is going to be. Probably close to maybe 1,000.
Damn, with that horse and all.
Yeah. But let's see. I don't know who he is, but I'll find out soon.
Yeah, Yomo says you say it NAZGUL, but X-Men says NAZGABAGU. And Mary says, dang up. So, oh my god, dang, as a Lord of the Rings. And let's see, Yomo says, I don't think I'll be getting these. For accuracy, I would want to get the 9 of them, but I'm not trying to get off by my wife. That makes sense, actually, because, you would probably need to get all 9 of them, right? Let's see, but it looks great, though. This is one of my favorite film series. Jessica Cardenas my cousin's wife, or I don't know if you would call him cousin still. I says, "Oh my god, the Nazgul looks amazing. The robes look awesome. I can only imagine the cool poses." Yeah. Thank you so much for being in the live chat here, Jessica. Appreciate it. I'll see you on Saturday. All right, so let's move on to. All right, we'll try to move these kind of quick here because it's getting kind of long already here. So we have the Legolas Inart figure that's about to come out on pre-order. Let me just move this here. October 2nd as well. Orlando Bloom. I already mentioned, about Lord of the Rings, so I'm not going to dive into this line at all. But anyone in the panel who is thinking of getting Legolas on October 2nd or in the not too distant future?
Nah.
It just makes me want an artisan Will Turner from Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh,
Right.
That's what I want, dude. I mean, I love. That's why I said earlier, like, this one only interested me a little bit in terms of the character design and everything, because it's Orlando Bloom, and I would love to see a Will Turner figure. But I think the head sculpt looks just like him. I know some people had mixed opinions on him. I think it looks just like him, and I love the mixed media, like that kind of almost like deer skin looking top that he has on that tunic. I think it looks awesome. Again, because I haven't seen the films, I have no picture in my head of accuracy wise what it's supposed to look like, but I think the head sculpt looks really good, and I love the hair. Like, Chris, I know you saw this figure, and the first thing you said is, if they could do this, they better get that Daenerys hair right. That's the first thing I said to myself. I'm like, oh, why isn't this a sculpted hybrid with the rooted hair? What happened to that?
Because I saw a man here, I was thinking more like a from House
or
of
like
Dragons,
Damon, like Damon,
Daemon.
right? But that's what I saw. I'm like, oh, okay, you could only do a sculpted rooted hybrid on Daenerys, but for this one, it looks beautiful. The hair looks great.
I know, right?
So I'm hoping that this is a good sign for the Daenerys, because Chris and I are gunning for that one. And I just sold my 3-0 Jon Snow in preparation, because that's my favorite character from Game of Thrones, and Art's supposed to be doing him. So, yeah.
Yomo says, I just got Aragorn a few days ago. Legolas is a must to pair with him. So congrats on that, everyone there, Yama. Mary Gusty says, dang, love him. And Jessica says, what do your elf eyes see? So any thoughts on Legolas? Like I said, we don't have any other photos. I think this is the only photo that I found.
I feel like this is one of Orlando Bloom's films that make the ladies fall in love with him, is what it seems like. But I again, like, I don't hate the film. I don't dislike them. Never really seen not interested, but at the same time, I kind of have to respect it because of all the accolades and awards that the movies do have, and like how people say it is the best trilogy or whatever. Just for some reason, I don't know. Maybe it's because there is so much hype around it. I don't want to jump on it, or I don't want to fall in love with it and have to collect it. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's too long. That too. I don't know. It's kind of all of those factors. I'm just not jumping on it, but it looks dope.
Yeah, I think it does look good. I guess we're gonna get more photos. Probably tonight or tomorrow morning. I'm guessing maybe we might get some more photos. But it's coming up for pre-order, like I mentioned. I think you can get them like maybe like a 1/6 kit. Is that where most people are getting them, or from? Forgot what the name of the other.
Spec Fiction.
There it is. Spec Fiction. There you go.
Yeah, because this is another one that's not going to be available in the U.S. direct from Inart, and
Right.
I think they're probably going to continue to do exclusive accessories directly from their website. So, yeah, that sucks.
All right. Let's move on to. I'm just going to do some very quick JAZZINC updates, and then if you guys want to say anything about it, just go ahead and jump in there. So I've been talking about Catwoman because I'm very excited for this Catwoman. I guess we'll see if Hot Toys decides to be petty and drop some Batman Returns Catwoman figures, or even Penguin. But we do have an update when it comes to when the pre-order will go up for this Catwoman that is licensed October 17th. I know Yos has mentioned September 30th, but it looks like there's some kind of issue going on they have to push it. So October 17th, 8 a.m. in LA, 11 a.m. in NYC, 5 p.m. in Paris, 11 p.m. in Hong Kong. Worldwide live stream pre-order events for all regions. So very excited for this, and I do plan on getting this one. We'll see if I get the 2-pack because I do want that base, but I need to see the price for that. But any quick thoughts on this before we move on to another update that JAZZINC dropped?
Need it.
I'm getting a 2-pack for sure.
Again,
Yep.
no skin in the game, but I've seen like movie stills compared to the sculpt, and I think it's pretty spot on. It's pretty good.
Yeah,
I'm kind of glad it got delayed because then I don't have to spend another NRD this month. So I'm like, cool.
Right.
Credit cards turned over before then, dude. Let's get the NRD in later.
Yeah, because that would have been tomorrow, or maybe even tonight, probably right, September 30th.
Yeah, but it looks great. I mean, and even what they're showing here, like this isn't the final body. I think this is a Fison body under the suit, so they're doing a custom body specifically for this figure. Yost is obviously Yost and the team. They've poured a lot into this to get it accurate, and they've taken a lot of feedback on the sculpts and the suit and everything. And I've gone from never being interested in anything from JAZZINC to now I have the 89 Batmobile on pre-order. I'm definitely going to be getting this, and I'm looking at maybe getting the 2022 Batmobile now from them.
Oh, nice.
The
Just because
22 is dope.
Yeah, I was on the
It's
fence
so
about
dope.
it, but the more I think about it, I'm like, I just got the Inart 2-pack for the Batman. I ended up switching over to that. So, yeah, I'm really, really interested in JAZZINC now. And then they showed, which we're probably going to take a look at next, another update from them, which is equally as exciting if you're a fan of the Keaton Batman films. So, yeah.
Yeah, I know, Aaron, you mentioned this many, many times that you're not really that into the whole Batman Returns or the Keaton movies, but let me know if you right. So you got that, and we'll probably see that announcement in the not too distant future, I would think, for that Zoe Kravitz 1/6 figure from JAZZINC. But if you have any thoughts on that, real quick, you can. If not, I'll move on to that penguin rendering that we got. So we have that here. And this is just the render that they decided to provide for us. So of course we'll see some more soon. I actually wasn't expecting anything about the DeVito penguin yet, because I would think that Yost would focus on just the Catwoman right now and all the other stuff that he's already announced. Because even that sitting Batman Keaton, I didn't have time to include it here, but there's even that's going on there too.
Yeah.
But I'm excited for both of these, this Penguin, DeVito, and then obviously the Catwoman. So I'm excited for this. So we'll see how that one looks. But any quick thoughts on this before we move on and get into the fantasy figure zone?
I'm getting Penguin based off of this alone.
Oh, just on this?
This is this makes me so... I can't not giggle every time I look at this. This is so great. This is so fucking funny.
It reminds me of that movie Tusk.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's what it reminds
That's funny.
me of, dude.
I haven't seen that movie in a while.
It was actually a good movie. It was so stupid it was good. I actually enjoyed it. It's Justin Long. I love Justin Long.
And that little cameo with Johnny Depp. I was like, is that Johnny Depp?
Right. It was so random.
So I was like, but yeah, so that's the JAZZINC update. Of course, I'll be talking about this as we get more information about this Batman Returns line. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get into the fantasy figure zone. And when we get to that, I won't necessarily go to every one of you. If you guys want to say something, you can just jump in and say whatever you want to say pertaining to other collectors or panelists' choices there. So let's see. So we have the fantasy figure zone. I message all you guys, whenever I have my Canon Council, I ask you, what is a figure that you would like either to be manufactured, maybe one that has never been made, or maybe it's a 2.0, a 3.0, whatever the case, for Hot Toys, Inart, and now we can include JAZZINC. So we're going to go and get started with Mr. X-Man Supreme. So he sent me one, and it is the Hawkeye from the Hawkeye series, and I actually do have a photo of a prototype of it. But take it away there, Dave.
Where is he, Howard? What the hell, Howard? You're gonna give me Kate Bishop, and you're not gonna give me Hawkeye from the Hawkeye show. What the fuck, Howard? Howard. Howard. That's all.
They're gonna drop it in the most randomest times too. When you're gonna be in the most broke status, that's when he's gonna drop this.
Yeah, like what they did with the Kid Fisto. They brought him out of the graveyard and just dropped him out of
Padme
nowhere.
as well. Yeah, Padme was the same way. Yeah.
Yep.
Watch him shadow drop this shit tomorrow. Oh my gosh.
Yep. The day that Catwoman is announced, that's when they're gonna drop this for you there, Dave. Any thoughts on this? And then we'll move on to the next one here. If you have any thoughts on Hawkeye at all, this version anyway.
It's funny because I recently put up my Kate Bishop for sale, and I sold my third-party Kingpin from this show because we didn't get the Hawkeye. Part of me feels like Hot Toys like copped out, and they were like, "Oh well, we already did the figure from Endgame that was also seen in this show, so we're not gonna announce this one." I was really hoping for it. That purple is so punchy, and to see them next to each other would have been so cool. So it's a bit unfortunate they never announced it. I wanted this one as well, but I've kind of moved on at this point. I'm like, oh well, we didn't get it.
Well, not for Dave. So, all right. So let's move on to Mr. Chris, Collecting Madness. This was kind of surprising, actually. I mean, it's a cool pick, but I was surprised by it. And this is Achilles, Brad Pitt from the film Troy, which I actually really did enjoy the film. I thought that most people like this movie, but I found out throughout the years that a lot of people actually did not like Troy. But take it away, Chris.
I pretty much chose this because I chose something else last time, but just kind of went through my wish list of figures, and I feel like I've seen companies or third party kind of do this before, and I just don't think it's up to par. I love this film and the dialogue. I love Greek mythology alone, so I just would really like to see this iteration. And Brad Pitt as an actor is one of my favorite. I love a lot of his films, this being one of them. So just a really badass character, badass story of Achilles. Unfortunate how he died, but it is what it is, and I think to have it in my collection would be really, really cool.
Yeah, so this movie is kind of long. I think it's 2 hours and 45 minutes. And it's one of those few movies that I find it to be entertaining from beginning to end. And there's just a lot of awesome, great sequences in this movie. Now, Chris, would you also want, since we just talked about Legolas, a Orlando Bloom Paris figure as well?
I mean, if they did it, I kind of would, for the pairing for that scene, but it's not. It wouldn't be needed. I think I would rather have
Eric Bana's character, Hector?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking.
I think Achilles
I was gonna go
on his own would pretty much do it for me. I wouldn't need any other.
Yeah. Any thoughts on Achilles?
Well, I feel like no official company probably has any interest in doing this, so I feel like that third-party one. I think the body looked pretty nice on the third-party one. The sculpt was obviously a little whack, but if you put the helmet on, I feel like that's your best option right now. I actually really love this movie. I don't know if I would get a figure of it, because there's a lot of other Brad Pitt roles I'd probably rather have over this, but it would be a cool figure for sure. And like I said, I thought the third-party one was pretty cool. I think it was the same people that did the Conan figure, the Arnold Schwarzenegger version, not the comic one. And I've heard pretty decent things about that figure as well. So, yeah, I think Chris should get the third-party one.
And the Yomo says, I would be in on this. I was tempted by the third party from Oyu Toys. And then next man, How You Toys. Is that how you pronounce it there? Oh, okay. All right. Any other thoughts on Achilles before we move on to, I think it's Aaron's pick. Okay, so take it away there, Aaron.
Well, recently Inart just announced that they're doing Wukong from Black Myth, and they're going down that video game route. So this game right here, you think maybe? I asked John. I was on a show with John. I asked him about Master Chief from Halo. He didn't even know who Master Chief was. So
Oh, what the hell?
Kratos,
Suppressing. That's
Kratos
one I
and
really want.
Atreus. Come on, man. I would take them any day. Any day. This is an iconic game right here.
I haven't played this game, but
God of War.
I've heard good things about this game though. And I know I think Prime is making a series of this. I don't know who they've cast, or maybe I don't know if there's that information out there yet, but I know they're making a TV series.
Are they?
They are, yeah.
Yeah,
Hopefully it's
I
not as
think
bad
so.
as Halo.
No,
Well, I mean, Halo was on Paramount Plus, so I don't, you know, Prime, Amazon. I think they'll put a little bit more effort. I would think. You would think, but
It's
we'll
just
see.
tough. It's not even who's doing it. It's being either you're going to be true to the source material, or you're gonna do like what Fallout did, where they were true to the source material in the feel and the universe, but they
Exactly.
did something completely. Like the Fallout show was fantastic,
and
I
that was
feel like
Prime.
it's because it was Prime. Yeah, I mean Prime's done great stuff. The Boys, Invincible, like they've been on fire lately. But again, with the video game based stuff, it has to work where it's true to the material. You don't try to retell anything, because that's what happened with the Halo show, in my opinion, as a diehard Halo fan ever since I was a kid, is
Disrespect.
why did
Bro.
Master Chief take his helmet off so much?
the first episode he took off
Dude,
his.
oh, that was the biggest thing about
The
Halo.
I stopped watching after the first season. Like,
I remember going into
I didn't even
theater
finish.
mode and zooming into his face, trying to see his head through the helmet, and
Yo,
that's what we loved about Master
and-
Chief.
And then we saw his cheeks.
And then he was naked. I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, what are you doing? So,
Oh yeah, that's
sleeping
right.
with that chick.
yeah.
Oh,
Forgot about
that
that.
was bad.
I watched
so
I watched
bad.
the first episode of Halo season 1.
That
and then
was
I
so
stopped.
bad.
Yeah, they disrespected.
Apparently, it got better though after.
I
It
heard
just
that
hasn't
too.
gone back.
Season 2,
I heard that too.
It wasn't as. It was still bad. Season 2 was bad, but it was nowhere near as bad as season 1. Season
And now
1 was
it's-
horrible.
And now it's canceled. So
Well,
I don't
now
know if it like
Yeah.
I don't know if they
For
wrapped
good
anything
reason.
up, or I don't know if it's just open.
And
I
I
don't
feel
know.
like if a company or somebody would get Halo right, those movies would be top tier, because Halo has so much rich lore. It's
Yeah.
crazy. It's as long as you respect the source material, as Hotline said, you got it. You got the money right there on the table. Just do the right thing with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think remember Peter Jackson was, I think he wasn't going to direct, but I think he was going to be the producer of the Halo film. And if I remember correctly, I think Neil Blomkamp, who made District 9, I think he was supposed to, or at least they're wanting him to direct the Halo movie, and that just broke apart. And
They
just
they could
never
literally
happened.
get the voice actor that plays Master Chief and have him voice Master Chief in live action, because he's not supposed to take his helmet off. We've never
Yeah.
seen him. Maybe
So
in the
kinda-
comics that happened once, but we've never seen him with his helmet off.
So like Mandalorian, right? You just
Yeah.
hear Pedro Pascal's
Yeah.
voice, and you know someone else is in the suit.
Right, and that's like part of the allure. Even in like they had, I think it was Halo 3. There was like if you beat it on Legendary Edition or Legendary difficulty, he takes his helmet off in the one scene, but you don't see his face.
Yeah, that was
and that's
Halo
like,
1. That was Halo
right.
1.
Oh, it was Halo 1. Yeah, so Halo 1. But that's like the allure of the character. It's like you don't really know much about him. It was like, you know, kind of like Grogu. Grogu was exciting because we had no idea who he was. We knew nothing about him, and they were like leaving us hanging. And that's like, they broke rule number 1.
In episode 1.
Right,
First
which is
episode.
crazy.
Right.
Crazy.
We have Mr. Collector Joy dropping by saying hi. Hello there, Collector Joy. Thanks so much
Hey,
for
Joe.
being in the live chat. Greatly appreciated there.
But
And-
going back to this,
Yeah.
I would love to see Inart or a company do a really good Kratos or Atreus, because this game has so much lore. It's very good, and I really want this in my collection. But a good figures. I don't want third party. I really want top tier quality of these two characters.
So again, we don't know who's going to play any of the characters of the game in the show, but if you can only get the figures from whatever Prime series is, would you be okay with that, or you would rather see it from the video game?
If the guy looks like Kratos, yeah.
If it's Chris Pratt, maybe you.
No.
Oh,
Or
Keira
Pedro
Knightley,
Pascal.
she's got range.
They could low key get the guy that plays Kratos in the game. They could low key do that.
Yeah, I was gonna say like he's got a thick beard. They could
Yeah.
easily make it work with him. I could see it. He's a big dude too. He's a
Yeah.
tall guy. I could see him making that work.
Yeah, I'm thinking of an actor, but I don't remember his name, so I can't even say anything now. But
Look, the Penguin showed us that you don't have to look like anybody.
that's true. Maybe Colin
Yeah,
Farrell.
they could just-
Maybe he can just go back and fucking do Kratos.
They can just do it.
I gotta watch that show, by the way. It comes out at 6 p.m. Well, it's already passed, but that's a great show. by the way.
It's such a that first episode. My God.
Yeah, definitely. And speaking of, any other thoughts, Aaron or anyone else of this Kratos? And I'm sorry, what's the name of the other character? I haven't played the game, so I don't know.
Atreus.
Boy.
Atreus.
Boy.
Oh, the boy.
Boy.
The boy. That's right. That's right. All right. So let's move on to the last one, or the last fantasy figure pick. I'm going to skip mine, like always, because it always runs late here. Mr. Freeze. So I have the Dragon Toys, and I know, Connor, I know you were not a fan
That figure,
of that
I'm
one.
sorry, that figure's horrible. It looks
But,
nothing like this right here, dude.
But here we are. Take it away, Connor.
Oh man, you know, say what you want about Batman and Robin, Arnold was the best part of that film, and I loved his portrayal of Victor Freeze. I love Victor Freeze in everything he's been in. You know, in the Arkham games, Victor Freeze was so well done. In the animated series, Victor Freeze was so well done.
Yep.
So, and I know like JAZZINC has mentioned possibly doing this figure in the future. It's a big undertaking. I'll start by saying that. It's a very big undertaking. There's so much here with this suit. You know, you got lighting in the helmet, you've got lighting in the chest. Like, there's a lot they have to do, but if someone were to get this right, it would be just such a showstopper, and it would make me so happy, especially now that Hot Toys has teased their Batman and Robin figures, and those are going to get announced. You know, they did Batman Forever figures, they'll do Batman and Robin. I would love to see like someone like Yost, who really dials in on the accuracy and gets feedback and stuff. Like, if he were to do this, I know he would make sure it was done right. Yeah, the Dragon Toys one is, and no disrespect to you because I know you own it, as such a fan of this character and a fan of Arnold Schwarzenegger, I could not disrespect myself by buying that just because it's so inaccurate. Like, you know, they didn't get the chroming of the suit right. The armor panels are all wrong. It's just, it's too far gone for me personally, and what I would like to see. And recently I got the So-So Toys, you know, the robe with the polar bear slippers, and that figure surprised the hell out of me. I said it in my review, it's so good. And the likeness to Arnold Schwarzenegger in person on it is so good. And when I first saw that prototype, I didn't like it. And the inner Mr. Freeze fan in me came out, and I was like, pre-order, like a week before it officially released. And I'm so glad I got it. And now, like, I just want this so bad. So that's why I want this one.
Yeah, the one that I have, I mean, it's fine for now, but I would like if Hot Toys or Inart or whoever of those top three, they announce this one, I would definitely want to get him, and again, with Poison Ivy too and all the other ones. But
yeah, I think JAZZINC would be the best bet.
Yeah, so we'll see how that turns out. But any other thoughts on this Schwarzenegger Freeze?
This is so great. If dad jokes were an Otter Pop character.
Yeah.
I love it. It was so good. That movie was shit, but this is so good.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
You can't not smile thinking about Arnold saying chill.
Right. All of his shitty puns throughout the film. It's just so memorable to me, right?
I like
so
rewatching
great.
this movie for those puns alone. So even though like Uma Thurman and Poison Ivy, she has her puns in there too that are kind of cringy.
Oh, she was great too. I
was
loved her.
Great.
And she looked really good. You know, she was a perfect choice. They were looking for a girl that obviously had like, and I watched an interview with Joel Schumacher talking about the making of this film, and he was saying like they were looking for a girl with just like stunning beauty, because Poison Ivy is that character. You know, like she draws the men in, and like she was such a great choice. She did such a great job, and Yeah, I think these two were the best part of that film for sure.
Only reason to watch that movie.
And Bane was fun too, right? You see him, when he's like shriveling up, like it was just fun.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
a fun,
I can't get
film.
behind John Bane. I can't get behind John Bane.
It's funny.
That was sad and it hurt.
But yeah, any other thoughts on this before we enter the keep, gift, or destroy for Hot Toys Hotline? All right, so we're gonna get into that. So this is Connor's first time here on Figures Talk, so he's gonna have his own keep, gift, or destroy, and I'll explain the rules to you there, Connor. So if you don't know him already, but I'm gonna give you three characters or potential figures. If you keep one of them, obviously it's self-explanatory. It's a figure that you will keep forever. It is your figure. Gift is a figure that you can admire it from outside your household, but you can never keep it. It can't be, I say household, it can't be, a house that you own, but you just don't live in. So it's outside your house.
There's no loopholes with this game.
That's what I'm trying to say right now. Exactly. But you can admire it from someone else. Let's say maybe Chris has it and they can admire it there. Destroy is a figure, a character that it's different for each one that I'm going to give you, but either destroying that iteration or maybe you're destroying a whole franchise or whatever the case. I'll tell you what it is. So we'll see how this goes. Maybe it's easy for you or maybe it's not. So the first one is going to be, of course, Anakin Skywalker. So you have to choose whether you're going to keep, gift, or destroy.
Keep, easy.
And that will it doesn't matter what the other ones are. Okay.
I promise you, it doesn't matter what the other two are.
Okay, all right. But
not the artist in Anakin.
Anakin.
I was gonna connect it to Darth Vader as well. So if you were to destroy Anakin, you're destroying all Darth Vader iterations as well.
Yeah, you can't do that.
The next one is Predator.
Oh.
So again, that's going to be each iteration, any Predator from any movie. So if you destroy this one,
there's no way I could destroy this. I'm sure you're being clever, and the third one's going to kill me. But I'm going to gift this one. I'm going to give it to Chris, and I could go drive an hour and go see it in his collection. I would still enjoy it.
I wasn't sure about the third one.
If you put the Terminator or something for the third one, dude, I swear.
Oh well. You'll be okay.
No way you did that.
No, I didn't.
Okay.
No, I mean I didn't know, so I asked around, and maybe they want to reveal themselves as to who helped me, but I'm just gonna put this.
Okay, I'm happy with my choices.
Okay.
As much as I love Nosferatu, I love this figure. It's such a beautiful figure, and recently, I think it was 2022, was the 100th anniversary of this film. But I'm happy with my decision. I am.
Okay.
I am.
Now, Nosferatu is connected to all horror characters, all horror figures from any horror movie. So that's why I connected this one. So
yeah.
So going back to the first one. So got Anakin, Darth Vader. So you're saying you're going to keep this, right?
Absolutely.
So that's the keep. All right. And then the next one is the Predator. All iterations of Predators. So you say you're going to gift this one there. So I'll mark it so right here. And then, of course, the last one is Nosferatu, although it represents all horror characters, all horror figures. So you're destroying all of those. So, yeah. So that was kind of fast, Connor. So there you go. You're one of the few people who answered these pretty quickly.
Dude,
so,
Anakin Skywalker, I've said this so many times. Like, Anakin / Darth Vader is my favorite character ever from anything. So that's why I said keep so fast. I've thought about this to myself many times. Like, if I could ditch everything else but keep what's true to my heart, it would be Star Wars, and at the root of Star Wars would be Anakin Skywalker / Darth Vader. Because I know it's kind of hard to separate them. So yeah, that's why it was so easy for me. But yeah.
Now, what if it was Terminator as that third option, Connor?
That would have hurt me for the Predator decision, because those kind of go head to head for me. Depending on the day. Terminator 2, one of my favorite films ever. A perfect film, as many of us like to say, because it's just that good. But yeah, Yeah, that's a tough one. Predator versus Terminators, that's tough. It depends on the day. Like, I feel like I like more Predator movies as a whole than I do Terminator, because there's been a lot of duds when it comes to the Terminator franchise. But then, you know, I'm ditching Arnold Schwarzenegger, and I'm ditching the T-800, and then I'm ditching the T-1000, like characters that I know and love. And I've met Robert Patrick, and Chris has too. So it's like, it's a tough one. It's a tough one.
Yeah, because I would have connected it to Mr. Freeze. You would know that.
And, yeah, Mr. Freeze as well.
So-
Yeah, it's tough, man. It would have been tough.
All right. Well, I didn't have that knowledge then, but go ahead, Chris.
He asked me on some stuff, and I thought about Terminator, but I was like, I know he likes it, but you didn't really dive backwards for the other one. So I was like, whereas like it was a toss up with like horror and Batman, and I was like,
Yeah.
China has a lot of the Batman stuff, and then I was like, let me just throw a piece in there that he's like super obsessed with.
Yeah.
So,
No,
but,
it's tough looking at all of my babies on the screen and having to make that decision, but
And it
gotta
made
do what you
sense
gotta
because I know you spent some money on that Ghostface, so I was like, if I connect it to all horror ones, you know.
yeah, I'll tell you this right now. My number one obsession right now, outside of all the Hot Toy stuff, is custom Predators. I'm obsessed with it. Like, I've been upgrading all of my Predators. You know, I've got a custom 87 Jungle Hunter that's very accurate, custom Biomass. You put the Scar Predator on the screen, one of my favorite Predators. So it's like, I'm like really into that right now. And my horror collection, I'm kind of making decisions to move stuff out and get more accurate stuff. So yeah, I love that Ghostface. I love my horror stuff, but it's like I'm at a crossroads in my horror collection right now where I'm like, let me ditch the sideshow stuff. And I showed you, like, Gio, I sent you a photo of this. You know, I just recently upgraded my head sculpt on my sideshow Freddy.
Yeah, it looks
and
awesome.
that's like what improvement that was. But that's where I am with a lot of my stuff right now. I'm like, I'm becoming like an accuracy guy when it comes to certain things where I kind of like didn't care about it before. It depends on what it is, but
finally
like,
got to you.
Finally got to me. Yeah.
Yeah, so like all that stuff when you made like the Nosferatu and you know connect to the horrors, like that's easy. Yeah, there you go. I'll use that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, so thank you for that there, Connor. Do any of you guys want to do it as well?
I would do the same order he did.
Oh, go
Yeah,
ahead, Chris.
I'll give him Predator.
Wait, you would ditch Predator?
Yeah, I would give Hotline the Predator.
He said he would gift me the Predator. I'll take it, dude. I appreciate
Yeah,
that. Now it's
he-
coming
he
back to
gives
me. See,
the
it
Madness,
all
and I'll
goes
give
full
him the
circle.
Predator.
It all goes full circle. I don't have
And
to get any Predators.
I'll keep Anakin, of course.
See, dude, I made the right decision.
And Chris, you said you did the same exact order, right, as Connor?
Actually, you know what? Because you said all horror, right?
Yes.
I don't
All
care
horror.
for Predator. I'm gonna destroy.
Okay.
What a
Damn, so the
dirtbag.
Predator you gave him, he destroyed.
What a dirtbag.
See, why'd you invite him on here? He just betrayed me, dude.
Wow. How about you,
I can't
X-Man?
get rid of my Mikey and my Ghostface.
Oh yeah.
Mikey. I love
Oh, when
that.
Danny Trejo got destroyed, yeah.
Oh, you just see him with a bowl of cereal.
Yeah, that was so
Life cereal.
sad. Mikey!
No, 100%. I'm with Connor on this one. I the exact same order I would do too.
I just hope that the Artisan Anakin looks exactly how it does right there, and there's
Yeah.
no decrease
All right.
in
Oh yeah, we
quality.
talked about this. Yeah, we talked about this on
Please.
this too.
Yeah, because at first it looked a little goofy, and then they showed it later, and they actually had the hair well maintained, and it looked really good. So yeah, I'm really excited for this figure, and I hope.
And
it
actually,
comes out, yeah.
I might meet Hayden in November.
I've never met him. I have 2 autographs from him from like
Ooh.
send-ins, but I don't
Yeah.
never met him. I need to.
I missed when he came down here to DC.
We
And I tried
missed.
looking at
We
his
missed.
scheduled tour list. He
he's-
doesn't come back around here. this
He's
year.
actually he's gonna be in my area this weekend, but I can't go to LA this weekend. I can't. I have some stuff going on this weekend, so I wasn't able to go. But he'll be in San Francisco in late November.
I just love to see the demand he's in now as a signer and as like a meet and greet, because it's just completely gone 360 for him, and it's so great to see.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. I'm happy for that. Yema says I can't live through seeing Anakin getting destroyed again. So I don't remember who destroyed Anakin before. I don't remember that. Says you were the chosen one.
I was about to say, Obi-Wan dismembered him. I think that happened.
He was pretty destroyed.
Oh yeah,
Pretty much did.
Darth Vader destroyed Anakin.
That's true. That is true. Christian Crosshair Cooper dropping by. What's up, boys? Hello there, Mr. Christian Crosshair Cooper. And you know that he would destroy Anakin as well, so we know that. And Jose says Gio's giving me his artisan Anakin. Yeah, keep telling
That's so
yourself
nice
there
of
that,
you,
Mr. Jose. But you keep believing that. There you go. Christian says I met Hayden in Tampa a month ago. Absolute goats. And then he says I need this artisan Anakin. And if I remember correctly, I don't think you were able to secure him, right, Christian? Or am I wrong? And we're gonna have to do the whole hashtag Anakin for Christian Cooper again.
They're taking forever to come out with that artisan.
Hayden Christian Cooper.
Yeah. There you go. All right. So thank you so much for playing the game here, Connor. All you guys have done this before in your own versions. So this was Connor's turn, and he did it within like 3 seconds. So probably breaking a Figures Talk record there.
You're welcome.
Christian says, "Wow, you doing me dirty with that?" Yeah, exactly. With the whole destroying that Anakin there. All right, so that's it, guys. That was it for the show. Thank you so much for joining here in this live stream here tonight, this Sunday night. I know it's late for you guys. Actually, most of you guys, right? You guys are like 3 hours ahead, except
it's 10 of 12 here.
Yeah,
it is 10:50 right now for me.
Yeah, so it's not even 9 o'clock over here where I'm at. So, but I thank you guys for staying up and being on here. Really appreciate it. And let me go ahead and plug your channels and Instagrams and stuff like that. Let's start with Mr. X-Man Supreme. So I have your Instagram page here. Whenever you decide to introduce, or reveal a YouTube channel, of course I'll post that. But what do you have going on?
Yeah, I was talking today about wanting to do like a collection kind of tour when I finally get my mono cases in and get all my Marvel figures off of my soon-to-be 89 Batmobile shelf and get all that sorted out. Because I got a lot of stuff, like from between 6 scale and full-size props and other stuff. A lot of stuff that I'd like to put on camera. So we'll see how that goes. Right now, I'm just putting up things on the gram here every now and again. I got She-Hulk. She just left the closest post office hub about an hour and a half ago.
Okay.
So she should be here tomorrow. So that's gonna be I'm looking forward to that figure. I love She-Hulk. I'm so excited for that figure. Man, I'm ready for that. And the Hono Wolverine, the brown suit, that should be coming soon. I just paid the invoice on that for shipping with Sideshow, so that should be showing up. And that's pretty much how I'm living right now. Thank you so much for having me on tonight. I appreciate always the invite, and great talking to you guys tonight as always. It's so funny, like seeing y'all on streams all the time, and I always forget, like, have I streamed with you before now? I've done this like maybe 7 or 8 times on different channels, and I don't remember. Like Calvin was on the last. I'm like, have I streamed with Calvin? I don't know. Don't say anything.
But
yeah, it's great to see y'all guys.
And then again, you're then another double duty here tonight again with another stream before this one, and that was long, and this one's long. So really appreciate that.
Love of the game, man. Love of the game.
And then on October 13th, we currently plan for you to go against Brick Artemis for that Figures Talk matchup. So maybe you can go against Adam.
Brick is going against everybody.
Who has right for that title. And then Aaron, you have to come back here so you can try to get that title.
I do.
You got very, very close once, so, or actually a couple of times. And then speaking of that, Aaron, what do you have going on?
What I got coming up, I got Say What Wednesday with Leo and the crew. Friday, Toy Quest, and NYCC is coming up 3 weeks. 3 weeks, and probably gonna meet a bunch of folks over there. And that's pretty much it for me. Waiting on the Superman invoice from Kit,
yeah.
which is probably gonna take 2 years. So.
Right.
I'll say I just got Harry Potter, dude. Chill.
Yeah. But other than that, it was nice streaming with you guys. Hotline, Madness, X-Men. It was a
Likewise,
pleasure.
yeah.
And Jill, thanks for having me on. Like always.
Definitely, Aaron. Thank you so much for joining us here again tonight. Who else is going to New York Comic Con from the panel besides you, Aaron? I know I'm not.
I think the whole Copper Drop crew, Say What crew, obviously Toy
okay.
Quest, a bunch of people, a lot of people.
But you guys aren't going, Connor, Chris, or Dave?
Mike and Steve, Evil Sneaker, were trying to get me. Logistically, it just doesn't work out for me. I really wanted to go, but yeah, I told them they didn't try hard enough to get me to go.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And then when I brought it up on stream last week, all of a sudden they're messaging me about it.
Oh wow,
dude, you can stay with us. I'm like, oh, can I? And all of a sudden, no.
How about you, Connor? What do you have going on? I know you have your live streams on Tuesdays, so
You know, mostly every Tuesday. Sometimes we do take off, but mostly every Tuesday at 7 p.m. EST, we do live streams. I'm over on TikTok now. I've been grinding out some TikToks, trying to make my way over there. Yeah, I got a lot of stuff coming in. I always have stuff coming in because I'm an idiot and I buy a lot of stuff. But it's fun, man. I enjoy this. I'm doing some refocusing too, like selling off some stuff that I don't necessarily need, but I think is cool. I need to stop buying stuff that's just cool, you know? That's my problem. Everything is cool to me. But I think I'm doing better about it. But yeah, it's just, you know, getting a lot of stuff in, a lot of cool stuff, a lot of invoices. I just got another invoice today. But for one that, you know, Aaron might think is cool, that limited of 300 variant for that Simon Ghost Riley figure. That just shipped today from Call of Duty. So I'm excited for that. I know Evil Sneaker got that as well. And it's selling for like a mint on eBay, which I didn't expect people to care about a random third-party figure of Ghost. But I'm excited to check that one out because that's just a random one.
What's it called? The Armory, something Armory Ghost figure?
I think it's the same company. It's just like a limited. It's like his all black fatigues from Modern Warfare 2. And
oh, okay.
Yeah, he comes with a bunch of random stuff, but yeah. As you can see, YouTube Shorts. I'm up on my Shorts game. I'm trying to grind those out. So yeah, I'm having fun with it. You guys know when it comes to YouTube, I record videos of stuff that I want to record. I don't review. If I reviewed every single figure, I would have another 50 videos on my channel. I don't do that. Usually I'll be like, okay, how many people have reviewed this? Where I can, like, you know, throw my review into the pool. If there's a bunch of reviews, I'm like, you know what? A lot of people have done great reviews on it. Move on to the next one. So that's how I operate. Although because of my love for Harry Potter, I do have my Inart Harry Potter on the way from Kit, so I may actually just do a video on that. It might not get a lot of views because no one really cares about Harry Potter, it seems. But yeah, I might do a review on that one just because I'm excited to get it in. But yeah, Shorts, TikTok, that stuff I'm kind of diving into more as of late. But I will never stop doing my live streams unless I quit altogether, or you know, the long form videos. I got something planned. Two videos I'm really excited to do. A lot of people have been messaging me and asking me for updates on the RJ McCready from Mondo. I've done a lot of upgrades to it, and I plan on doing a video showing all the upgrades I did and, you know, sharing with you guys where you can get the parts and everything. I know a lot of people have been asking me about that, so I'll be doing that soon. I'm just waiting on a couple more parts to come in. And then I'm going to be doing a video whenever they officially announce the new Jungle Hunter from Hot Toys.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like it'd be interesting to compare my recently done custom from GKH Customs, one of the only people that does custom Predators, and just kind of see, like, is it worth it to still get the custom, or did Hot Toys, you know, make this a true 87 Jungle Hunter? So I think that'll be an interesting kind of informative video to do. So those are two ones that I'm excited to be doing soon. So that's it. Long-winded, but that's what I got going on.
Well, again, thank you so much, Connor, for being on.
Thanks for having me, by the way, dude. Again, I apologize. It was so difficult to schedule, but it was a pleasure to be on with all of you guys. And Gio, you are such a big supporter of mine and a good friend. So it's really an honor to be on here with you. And I love how unique your way of doing things is. I feel like you made me look bad because I just go on, turn the camera on. I'm like, let's roll, baby. Let's talk about some figures. You got all this crazy, all this cool stuff going on your channel. I just hop on and talk about figures, so I really appreciate what you do, and I really appreciate you having me on.
Thank you. Your streams are also great. So watch
I
it all the time.
appreciate
So, but again, thank you so much. I finally got you on here, Connor. So thank you so much for that. And Collecting Madness, Mr. Chris, what do you have going on?
I'm gonna keep it a buck. I don't, not much going on. I just do whatever comes in, but I feel like I've kind of slowed down with the recent stuff because I feel like
1 month
nobody
ago
really
is crazy.
cared for the Avatar stuff. I did do a short on Natiri, but I didn't do an actual video like I did Jake. And then I got the hologram figure of Darth Maul, but that thing is kind of a flop, to be honest. So I just have been doing a little bit of shorts. Again, like Connor said, the whole TikTok thing, I'm over there, so I need to get that up as much as YouTube. Definitely Instagram could use some love. That Instagram's pretty dead over there. But no, I'm with Connor every Tuesday, and then I just go with the flow on my channel, do what I like to talk about, and whoever wants to engage. I always love seeing people in the comments and stuff like that. But again, thank you for inviting me. It is awesome to be here chatting it up with the panel here. Some new faces for me I've seen in the chat, but connecting faces to actually like being on stream is pretty cool.
Oh, yeah.
So it's nice to meet all you guys. And to harp on what Connor was saying, dude, the detail you put into these streams and like the whole game stuff, like I like stuff like that, and switching it up, it's different and unique. So, and
Thank you.
again, you know, I see you over on my channel sometimes make comments, so really appreciate it, dude. So it was a no-brainer to be on your show. The least we could do.
Thank you so much, Chris. I really appreciate it. This was your second time on here, so I appreciate that. Let me just look at the live chat real quick. I just missed a few comments in there here. Let's see. Jose says, "Can someone do that hashtag for me? Because it seems like Gio is backing out from giving me that. His artisan anakin. I can't back out if I was never in anyway." So, great stream, guys. Says, "Yeah, but thank you so much." Hashtag Yomo Juice says Jose, and Yomo, it was nice seeing Chris and Connor on, as well as seeing Aaron back. Definitely, we're definitely.
Yomo's a day one.
Yeah. Then we have saying hello to or bye to Yomo. You're my boy Dave. Gio, my guy. Thank you so much there, Yomo. I care about Harry Potter, says Jose. And let's see, so that makes the three of us as Connor, including Chris. So yeah. But again,
did that video too.
Yeah. But everyone here on the panel, in the live chats, if you're watching the replay, thank you so very much for watching here tonight on this live stream. I don't think I'm going to do a Figures Talk next Sunday. It's going to be a busy weekend for me, so I may not do one, most likely not. But the next one will be on October 13th. We're going to have X-Men and Brick Artemis do the matchup finally, because last time it took so long with the whole Batman actor tier list, so we had to postpone it. But Saturday, October 12th, I'm doing a horror talk episode. I'm going to review Terrifier 3 and some other horror stuff. So keep tuned for that if you're interested in that. But thank you guys, everyone, like I said, in the panel, the Canon Council, so I like to call them. Greatly appreciate it. And I'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much. Have a good night.